San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN, AM 1250 and 103.3 FM. Rob Thompson, Rudy J. R&R in the morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning.
It is R&R in the blessed AM. Wednesday. You made it. Congratulations.
Okay, baby. Let's go.
We're almost home. He's Rudy J. I'm Rob Thompson, James Pledger. Or should I say, Jimmy King.
Jimmy King. From Plano?
From Plano High.
Or Dallas.
Now, one of those little known facts. The Fab Five, two of them were from Texas.
Because Ray was from Texas, right?
Austin.
Really?
Yeah.
What high school? You remember?
It's not high.
No biggie.
I don't think it was Travis. Maybe it was high.
But the thing about it is you have to remember, for early 90s, that's a big deal. Like, Texas and basketball just didn't really go hand in hand for two guys to be at that school.
Do you know why that was? You know why Texas basketball was lagged so far behind the rest of the country for so long?
Probably because football was so good. There's no way they can play basketball.
No, there was certainly football is always going to be king in Texas. But there was a time up until really the early 90s, mid 90s, where AAU basketball was not allowed in the state of Texas. If you were going to put
what it was.
Yeah, to play summer ball, it had to be organized by coaches. There were rules like you couldn't play more than 4 or 5 games with more than 2 of your teammates. It was all these crazy rules.
So stupid.
So it limited high school basketball until they kind of opened it up to grassroots where you could, travel and play.
Gotcha.
And that wasn't a thing for the
longest.
Did
not know that. That's the more you know.
It's kind of like 7-on-7. It's kind of grown football into what it was or what it has become.
Man, 7-on-7. I'm glad you brought that up, Rob, because it's a thing, and like people are sending scouts to these 7-on-7.
Oh, absolutely.
It's like, is that? I mean, yes, it's football. I don't know. I guess it's because we're so wide open now. It's just weird to see that matter that much.
I think you're exactly right, because it's not even really football.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
but you can judge. I think you can judge your quarterback, you can judge your receivers, and you can judge your.
I think that's
who
DBs. It's for.
Yeah, that's it.
It's for receivers
and DBs. I think.
Because if you can guard 7-on-7, you can guard anything.
Yeah.
Because it seems like 7-on-7. It's like, or what are the score? Are any parents out there that have kids at 7-on-7? What are the scores at the end of those games? 59-83. Like, what is the scoring like in a 7-on-7 game tournament? Parents out there, help me, because it seems like it's arena.
It does.
Now the field is smaller, though, right? The field is much smaller. They turn it sideways, I would think.
I don't know, man. Why? Why would they make it smaller?
You can't guard. It's too much space.
It
has to be smaller.
That's true.
You got to think about it, Rob. That's like Calipari coming to a 3-on-3 tournament.
You're right.
You know what I mean?
I hadn't really put that together, but you're right.
That's like Calipari, like, hey man, we gotta travel to Hoop It Up this weekend. Big 3-on-3 tournament.
What?
7-on-7 matters that much? And it does, and I'm cool with it because I'm all for kids playing, going to school and following their dreams, but it's just like, a little weird.
Speaking of football exhibitions, pro days around the NFL are in act. I saw Malik Willis yesterday. What's he? Liberty is the
Liberty.
You look good.
Pro day matters. That's my StreamYard name today.
We're gonna go to one.
Yes, we are. Where are we going? Which one?
We're gonna go.
No, I'm kidding.
I understand SAC.
Yeah, we're going
hosting.
Yeah, we're gonna drive to Bryan. We're gonna drive down to Bryan.
The Aggie Pro Day is today.
Let's go now. No, we got UTSA Pro Day today.
We're going to head over and watch 15. We don't have anything to back it up, but I have to assume there's more road runners participating in Pro Day. Yes, James?
Aggies were yesterday.
Yesterday.
All good.
So you figure there'll be a fair
matters.
Yeah, there's some DBs for the road runners that are being pointed at. I saw one nice article in Blogging the Boys regarding one. Maybe the Cowboys might be looking at.
Really? Now, let me ask you this, Rob. Will more teams, NFL teams, be at UTSA's pro day than we're at the HBCU pro days that made Deion, which had Deion Sanders low-key highly upset, if that makes sense. Low-key highly upset. I don't know if that makes sense.
I think that was about put.
He flicked out his paper. Dolphins, Ravens, Broncos, and he named 4 other teams. He said, "Where art thou?" What is it? What's the HBCU stigma, Rob, with NFL teams? Why do they feel like it's not worthy of their time? What's going on with the HBCUs? They feel like it's just not, the talent isn't there. Talk to me, man.
I don't think it's deliberate. Like, we're not going to scout an HBCU. I think it's a matter of maybe you should schedule your pro days on days where the scouts are available. Who else was going on when Jackson State was?
A&M. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? So maybe you should schedule your pro day on a day when they're not going to Ohio State or an SEC school. I know that the HBCU had kind of a combine a while back.
Right. But see, this is what Deion said, though. He said you could send somebody. Like, you could have sent play. Because, again, I don't remember the guy, what school it was. It was a pro day for some random-ass school, and Belichick was there alone. Like, if you go to an HBCU and there's, I don't know, 50 guys. If you come out of there, some teams come out of there with 2, job done, right?
The way I look at it, Deion, if the guys are good, you only need 1 guy there.
But there were 7 teams that didn't send anyone.
Well, that's their problem. You put the talent on the field. If there's enough talent, they're missing
24
out.
is a lot of teams, though. But there was 8 teams missing.
But if you look at the team, if I am Deion and I'm going, all right, I'm glad all the NFL teams are here. Now let's look at the teams that suck that aren't here. The bad teams that aren't even. You guys are already awful. You should be beating the bushes for talent. And you don't even. You want to see why you guys suck? Because you're not even here. That's why you suck.
Oh, that's funny.
Because
Rob, that's a good.
If you're so bad and you're so arrogant to go, well, that pass failure is not indicative of future returns. We're going to continue doing what we've been doing and scouting only big time schools. Well, you know what?
That's why
the proof's in the pudding. You start putting out high draft picks, they'll be there. I promise.
This is probably one of the best athletes of all time. He's prideful.
He is.
That's a lot of it comes down to that as well.
And absolutely doing the right thing. Call him out. But, at the end of the day, this isn't about, well, we're just going to ignore it because it's a minority school. No, man. They're the reason why they're bad. They're not there. They're not doing everything they can to find talent. There's a reason why they suck. So you know what, dude? You might not want them there. You don't want your guys going there. But, yeah, I think it's more about a pride thing. But more power to you, Deion. Keep doing it, coach. Keep doing it. Be the squeaky wheel because they are underfunded and underappreciated.
I think that has a lot to do with the 2 resources, things of that nature. But how long you got Deion there?
Well, I don't think it's much longer. I think he is imminent to be an NFL head coach.
NFL, see, but he kept, now, again, people say a lot of things, but it was a couple weeks ago, Deion said out of his own mouth on his Instagram, I can't deal with today's pro player. He's like, pro players today take money from owners and then don't want to show up to work.
Yeah.
He said, I can't deal with that.
Yeah.
Now, that's before the Dolphins shoved $8 million a year in your face. So I'm just going off what he said. He said he has no time for today's pro player.
And I don't know.
For
the amount he's getting paid, I wouldn't have that much time either. But, you pay me accordingly, I have a little bit more time. I can hire a shrink.
Right.
I can bring in a team psychologist. I can have some help. But, I refuse to coach any place that no one's offered me a job from.
Then
I think that's what it sounds like.
That is what it sounds like. But yeah, we'll be out at UTSA Pro Day today. See with Trailer and the guys. 15 road runners.
Yeah, it's going to be cool.
Proud of them.
This morning, I awake to news that I didn't even know. I don't know who Ashley Barty is.
I ain't going to lie, me either.
Literally, I'm sure I've heard her name in the past. But for those of you that are unaware, Ash Barty has been the #1 female tennis player in the world for the last 2 years.
Ash
Barty retired yesterday via Instagram. I had never heard of her. I
feel bad that I haven't either, man. Since Serena kind of like it's toward her twilight and Osaka's been going through her thing, I haven't been paying attention to the women. Shame on me.
And I believe she's got 3 Grand Slams, or at least 2.
Yeah.
She's announced her retirement, and I thought, who and from what did you retire? Well, it turns out she's the best women's tennis player, and it's not a flash in the pan thing. She's been around a bit. And I started thinking about underappreciated or unknown great athletes.
So let me help me out. Is she American?
No, she's Aussie.
Okay, so you know what? That's what it comes down to with us, Robin. This comes down to with me and men's tennis, and I guess that's American.
It's the ugly American
prejudice.
Yes.
Like, okay, there's no American.
So if they're out, I stop paying attention.
Is that? So then that means we don't really love the sport.
Well, yeah.
What up, Mo? We don't love the sport, because if we love the sport, it would be Verstappen.
Exactly.
It wouldn't matter.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So,
exactly right. We don't. We love the athlete. We don't love the game.
Shame on us.
Well, no shame, but we watch Aussie until Serena loses. You know, we watch Indian Wells until Coco Gauff has a mental breakdown. You know, we watch the U.S. Open as far as the young stud goes, and then once that's over, then we don't pay any more attention. And I guess that's why I've never heard of Ashley Barty, because for her to win, that means Serena and Coco and all the other Naomi have all lost. So I'm gone.
Yeah, bingo.
But is there another athlete out there that is the best at their job that no one knows about?
Yeah, Rob Thompson.
Well, you know, small puddle.
Yeah. Got an update, Rob.
Uh-oh.
One of our P1s, shout out to Ernie. Quick games in 7-on-7, 30 minutes nonstop clock. 7-on-7 games are usually 25, 22, mid-20s. So appreciate you, Ernie.
Yeah.
So I can dig it. I can dig
mid-20s?
Mid-20s. I mean, it's a 30-minute clock, running clock for 30 minutes. That's going to go quick. I know. Because normally, do those guys play both ways? Probably. Nah.
No.
And then they got the fake little rugby helmets.
Yeah. And, you know, I've seen kids wear those on a basketball court too, when they've had concussions.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you ever have to go with the Kareem goggles, Rob, in your career?
I never had to. I kind of wanted to.
You did? You wanted to get poked in the eye?
No, I wanted to have the goggles to show, like, you know.
Was it because of Kareem?
No. Well, actually, it was.
Or Worthy.
Worthy wore them. Kareem. I always felt like, you know, those were pretty cool. You know, the Kurt Rambis Superman glasses.
Here's the truth. Like, yo, you know what? No, Rudy, no, and I just thought they looked good.
Kind of cool. I mean, if it'd be kind of like wearing a helmet in basketball. Like, I could go play a game without fear of being poked in the eye. Not that I really ever had it, but
yeah. But it seemed like it would hurt my peripheral.
Yeah, you'd think so. But you know, like Rip Hamilton put on that face mask and never took the damn thing off.
I heard it's hard to breathe behind that thing.
Or the fog factor?
The fog factor.
Or just the sweat on the inside might get a little uncomfortable. I always thought if you rolled out good rule of thumb.
Okay.
If you walk onto a basketball court and you see someone wearing elbow pads, don't play against that guy.
He's dirty?
Yeah. Elbow pads? There's a reason they got elbow pads on. They've obviously been using those elbows too often. So that's a good rule of thumb. Never play basketball with a middle-aged dude wearing elbow pads.
I'll put him on my team because I don't have to pass him the ball, and he's just going to set screens for me. I love that guy.
Or he's going to jack up every shot possible and is way too ready. On the other side of that, maybe you don't ever want to play against a guy in goggles.
I think the guy in goggles might bust your ass.
There's a reason why he needed to zero in on his sight.
Yeah.
We were talking earlier about what's the podcast, Knuckleheads? The first question they asked all the players was, who was the first player to really bust your ass, like embarrass you?
Kyrie Irving said Jose Calderon. Gave him.
What?
Yes.
Nice.
Jose Calderon killed me. He said from then on, I had a vendetta against him and I tried to kill him every time. But go on YouTube, you know, type in Knuckleheads and again, there's some great interviews, but that question for an NBA player is awesome. It's awesome hearing like the first guy's like, man, he gave me the business. You know what I'm saying?
You know, and Euro guards have swag too.
They do.
They play with a little drip.
And it's like Americans, because we're so arrogant, it's just like I just let this Euro kill me. He can't play. You know what I mean? Like, I feel bad for Euro sometimes because sometimes we're just like, man, because you know what? Guilty. I was watching all the film on Luka just like everybody else, and I was like,
he's doing it against a bunch of slow.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. I was like, man, that stuff ain't gonna work in the league. And he got to the NBA and was destroying people with that slow-mo, big man, old man, dad bod game and the step back from heaven. So yeah, I was dead wrong about Luka. And
I think that speaks to the quality of Euro basketball, that they are better than we think.
Yes, absolutely.
They're not NBA, but it's better than we think.
Unless the other Luka, Samanic, didn't work out for him.
He's the greatest player the Spurs ever drafted, Rudy. Outright theft. You know, we got him at 19.
Was there anybody else that we could have gotten?
Well, one or two.
Greatest player they ever drafted and cut.
Yeah.
Who's now unemployed, by the way. Didn't the Knicks finally cut him?
Yeah, they did.
Keldon, saved the day. And probably a job or two. Speaking of jobs, Pledge has one. Every day, he wakes up at 3 a.m. He grabs a handful of goldfish, sticks them in both pockets of his jean jacket, puts on the Sugar Hill Gang, does a little bebop, little spin, lays out his cardboard box, spins on his head, and prepares what we love to call the 411 and the 210.
Here's the 411 in the 210.
Over 25, you can't eat goldfish.
Yes, you can.
All snacks matter, Rudy.
Do you have the one? Do these goldfish have the smile?
They do.
All right.
And they have the winking eye.
There you go.
So sad.
So, Deshaun Watson's trade, not initially what we thought when it actually hit the transaction wire yesterday.
Okay.
Originally, the Texans received 3 first-round picks, including the 13th overall this year, 1 in 2023 and 1 in 2024, a third-round pick in 2023, and a 2024 fourth-round pick for Deshaun, and a 2024 fifth. Well, turns out Texans are getting a little bit more and giving up a little bit less. They're still getting the 3 firsts this year, also a fourth this year, the 2023 third and the 2024 fourth. And instead, they're only having to give up Deshaun and a 2024 sixth now.
Look, man.
That was a lot for Deshaun. A lot of random picks,
dude,
to get that deal done.
Deshaun's expensive.
Can you imagine sitting at that? Well, what about your fourth round in 2027? Oh, no, man. 2027, we got that fourth round circled. You can have the sixth round in 2029. Whoa, no, what are you, nuts? It's going to blow my cap up. I can't do that.
Is he at Houston North?
Yeah.
I mean, this
might have landed in Houston North.
Let's really get down. Let's really get down to the nitty-gritty about this Deshaun trade. Like, they've given up the farm for you. So now you're going to have to go and run around like a chicken with your head cut off to get them to an AFC championship game or to a Super Bowl. And you got Amari Cooper and Nick Chubb, who's always hurt. And Amari Cooper may be sitting out the most important play of the game with the playoff, with a trip to the playoffs on the line. Sometimes Amari just don't feel like playing. Ask Dak.
Oh.
Speaking of,
he might be in Houston North, man. I don't know.
Might. And much angrier fans with much more deep-seated hatred toward their team. And love. I mean,
they care.
If Deshaun turns Cleveland around, we've seen how they'll handle that. He will become a walking god.
Gosh.
I mean, if he turns them around, all things will be forgotten.
I fully expect LeBron to be a Browns fan this year.
Absolutely. You'll see him there, and it might even be enough to bring LeBron back.
His tweets, stop it, Deshaun. Don't do them like that, Deshaun. I thought you're a Cowboy fan, bro.
One last thing before we move on there. Did you see when we watched the ridiculous dunk LeBron threw down on Kevin Love in Cleveland? Yes. I was watching the ESPN version of the highlights, and they panned into the crowd, and they were showing the faces of all the people
I love that.
Watching that. They showed Aggie defensive end.
Miles Garrett.
Miles Garrett
You
sitting
saw that?
courtside, all swole. First of all, it looked like he had jammed pillows inside of his sweatshirt. That dude is swole
He
beyond
is, man.
belief.
He was made in a lab.
God.
He was made in a lab, man.
You talked the other day about him at the All-Star game.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, anyway, you saw the dunk and elbowed out on his. I guess that was his wife, girlfriend, whatever.
He knocked her drink
Drink
over.
right out. Oh, sorry, babe.
He's like, my bad, baby. I just got hyped.
And then just turned back and looked at LeBron. Yeah, help her out.
Yeah, Miles Garrett's a freak. Wonder how the Aggies got him.
Oh,
While they were
we can talk about it now.
While
Rudy.
they were terrible.
There's a gold Trans Am somewhere.
Yeah.
No, like Jimbo said, we can talk about it now.
Rob, how much did you send for Miles?
Well, Miles.
What you were sending your payments?
I still owe. I'm still paying on the Miles Garrett. DeMarvin Leal, DeMarvin, I'm still paying on that
I
loan.
know you are.
We'll get you caught up soon enough.
You're also still paying on the new backup quarterback, Kyle Allen.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
we-
Who was he? He went to the Texans?
Yeah.
Yeah, we pulled
Nice.
off that payment stopped.
Oh,
Yeah.
y'all
The
stopped
Kyle
payment
Allen
on that?
payments that we stopped
I
those
told my bank
transactions.
that was fraud.
Yeah,
Kyler, too?
yeah. He
No.
said fraud. We said fraud. We said goodbye.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Headline 1.
Miami Dolphins made a big move yesterday, signing three-time Pro Bowl left tackle Terron Armstead to a 5-year, $75 million deal. The former Saint can propel that contract up to $87.5 million through incentives, and the deal also includes $43.4 million in guaranteed money.
So what you're telling me is, Jameis Winston, I know you're coming off an ACL.
But
And by the way, we just let your left tackle go.
it'll be all right though.
Cap hell.
Stephen Ross is about to go under the magnifying glass after the free agency.
Miami has spent some money, Rob.
Is he making this franchise either so valuable that he'll have trouble finding a buyer, or so stuck in salary cap hell that no one will want to buy it? Because Miami's spending some cash.
I think I'm going to go on the side of trying to make sure the team is worth something. So you can get, I think you can get $3 billion for the Dolphins.
Oh, I think there is no dollar amount
you can
for
get
the
$3
Dolphins
billion.
because any NFL purchase is an ego purchase. It is the cherry on the top of the ice cream sundae of a billionaire's life. Like I've accomplished, or it becomes part of a conglomerate, or it's just part of the family business. Stephen Ross in Miami, that's an ego purchase. If he decides to sell it, somebody's going to just go buy it just to prove how wealthy they are. Where
It's
I
like
can
a
park
boat.
my
It's
yacht.
like a boat. Yeah.
That's the millionaire playground down there. Moving on.
Headline 0.
And finally, the Chiefs signed wide receiver Corey Coleman, formerly of the New York Giants. Once a promising receiver prospect who was drafted by the Browns in the first round of the 2016 draft, Coleman, 27, hasn't appeared in an NFL game since 2018 and served a suspension in 2021 after tearing his ACL back in 2020.
If you're going to give your quarterback $50 million, put people around him. We ain't got Juju. Now we ain't got Corey. They already had Hardman. They make sure they went and fixed the offensive line last year. Protect your investment. What you think, Rob?
Seems like a lot of money to pay a dude that's been gone for 4
journeyman,
years. Where maybe he'd have been around after the draft. You guys know more than me about those guys, but we're talking about a dude that's been out of the league for several years. I have a feeling he's going to be available in May.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know much about Corey other than the fact that he plays wide receiver and they have Patrick Mahomes.
Much like Josh Gordon, who was also drafted by the Browns out of Baylor. Corey Coleman missing time due to things that now aren't tested for.
You see, and if I'm, yeah, man.
Well, they're tested for, just not penalized.
Right. Josh and Randy Gregory are owed some money.
Yeah,
No, I'm
In the
kidding. At the
broadest
time,
scope.
it was illegal.
but again, there's enough. Corey Coleman, I guess. Obviously, I haven't been privy to his workouts, but when I have there's a lot of guys that can do what Coleman can and have never been in trouble. If I really need a Corey Coleman, is there really a line to go get a guy that's been suspended for 4 years
No.
or out of the league or whatever the case may be? I don't know.
I'll give Andy Reid the benefit of the doubt.
I will too.
But it's a great question, Rob.
Like, was there really? Did you feel the need to sign him today? I'm glad he got his gig. Good luck.
Yeah.
Moving on.
That's the 411 and a 210.
Spurs get back to business tonight at 8:30. Carolina Teague will join us. I was doing some show prep earlier, and I was looking at all the games, and the NBA posts this thing about the the night games and lists, and it's not necessarily in order of importance, but the top games are the ones that are going to be televised, the ones that were circled for the big game of the night. The Spurs Trailblazers game is literally the very last game in the packet.
That's because of Dame Lillard.
That's because it literally means nothing.
Spurs are 2 games back. Don't be that way.
Well, in the NBA hierarchy, they went and looked every game. There was even, I think there was a cornhole game listed right above.
You know what? I'm going to the restroom. I'm not sitting here for this.
The St. Bonnie's Virginia replay was right after that. And then there was the Spurs.
Are you going to stay up late to watch it?
No.
It's a 9:30 game.
It is. It's a late one. I'll probably be up.
Yeah, me too.
And I'll be noodling through my weird crack streams, trying to find the damn game, hoping I'm not getting the broadcast.
You're not going to be
French.
up. You're not going to be up watching Halo.
How many of us were raised their kids on Halo? For about 3 years, my boys, I never saw them. About 07 to 10, Halo was just, they raised my kids.
You didn't have to worry about them.
I just knew exactly where they were.
They get a sandwich and go back.
And I would hear upstairs, oh, and I'm like, oh, there we go. That's a Halo.
So that's why they're like that.
Yeah, that's exactly why they are. Halo's a TV show now.
Crazy.
On Paramount Plus. Most video games and TV shows or movies don't work.
Another reason to keep Rob's money flowing to Paramount, that direct hit every month, and he don't even know when it comes out. He don't know how much it is. It's just they just take it.
I just have it billed to a variety of credit card and accounts, and it's hidden just well enough for me to never figure it out.
Oh.
Hey, let's come back looking at the NFL.
Yes.
Pro days are in activity. That is, I guess, worth going to because we're going to go today and see the UTSA Pro Day. Malik Willis, he's out of Liberty. He threw a 65-yard dime.
Dart.
Right. Perfect. And if we're playing 7-on-7, that would be a number 1 pick overall.
You see what I'm saying? Pro Day matters.
It does. We'll talk NFL coming up next. Hold on tight. Lots to talk about. You're on R&R in the morning. This is San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM. Man, I woke up this morning and took a great shower. You get up and you need that shower to kind of get you going. Hair clean, shaved. It's nice taking a nice shower in the soft water that Connecticut offers. Connecticut water softeners, their advertisement, their jingle, it's the last water softener you ever own. There's a lot of reasons behind that. First of all is the quality of the build. Connecticut water softeners have been voted as one of the best water softening products in the United States, or in the world for that matter, by the Water Quality Association. You don't plug it in. It's science. It works off kinetic energy. It only works when you have the water on, so it doesn't waste a lot of salt. They have a warranty behind their product that is unmatched in the business. I dare you. I double dog dare you to compare against their competitors. But what makes Connecticut unique amongst all other water softeners is their absolute firm belief that they have the best product in the world. How will they prove it how do you prove to someone that what you have is better than anybody else's? You put it in their hands and say, trust me, you're going to like it with zero risk. You can call Connecticut today, and they will come out and put a water softener in your home for 90 days free of charge with no contract. They'll come and put it out there for you to find out that it is the very best water softener. I don't care what water softener you have now. If you've got one, it's probably you've seen the difference between none and that. Well, think about what that difference was, and think about the difference from what you have to the very best in the world. I want you to call 656-PURE, 656-PURE. ConnecticutSA.com is their website. The great thing about their water softener is it is literally worry-free. It is installed and left to its own devices. You add the salt far less. It doesn't plug in. It doesn't waste energy. If you do have an issue, their warranty coverage is extraordinary. The design is simple. It's made in America, sold by great San Antonio. The Kneppas, great people, Chris and Shay. San Antonians taking care of San Antonians in the very best way possible. 50 to 80% more efficient than their competing models. What else do I need to tell you? Call 656-PURE. Get Kinetico in your house, and I'm sure you're going to thank me later.
In the NFL, the Dallas Cowboys are bringing back Pro Bowl punter Brian Angerer, re-signing him to a 3-year, $9 million deal. According to a report by the Dallas Morning News, the Cowboys are unlikely to sign linebacker Bobby Wagner, as he and the team's talks have reportedly had no momentum. In the NBA, the San Antonio Spurs return to action against the Portland Trailblazers, as the Spurs sit just 2 games back of the 10th seed in the West for the play-in tournament. Tip is set for 9 p.m. In the NIT, the Texas A&M Aggies look to punch their ticket to New York as they take on Wake Forest in the quarterfinals of the NIT tonight at 6. That game will be televised on ESPN2. For Major League Baseball spring training action, Astros fell to the New York Mets 2-0, and the Rangers beat the Arizona Diamondbacks 4-1. For San Antonio Sports Star, I'm Rudy J.
Are you at a dead end when it comes to dealing with that awful joint pain? So was Rick Rawlings.
I did 1.5 years of steroidal injections in my shoulders, both shoulders. They weren't helping at all, and it was just a Band-Aid.
As for the constant pain medication prescriptions,
I didn't get any relief. I didn't get any sleep, so I just stopped taking them. I didn't want to get hooked on drugs.
But one day,
I heard a commercial on the radio about QC Kinetics.
Rick called QC Kinetics and learned all about natural biologic therapies, non-surgical treatments that actually help the body restore damaged joint tissue. And it was life-changing.
After doing the QC Kinetics, I feel like I have a new life again. Today, my shoulders feel wonderful. My only regret was I wish I had done it sooner.
From dead ends to new beginnings. Call today and learn about QC Kinetics' long-lasting relief.
Call QC Kinetics, 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318. QC Kinetics, 210-571-0318.
Want your biggest possible tax refund this year? Jackson Hewitt and Walmart have an offer you won't want to miss. Your Jackson Hewitt Tax Pro will prepare your federal return for as little as $59 and no more than $179. Tax is done where you shop. Your biggest federal refund guaranteed for no more than $179. Stop by Jackson Hewitt in any participating Walmart store today, because this offer won't last. Terms apply.
Do you want the best for your car? Then fill up with premium at Circle K. Circle K Premium is our best fuel with double the cleaning detergent, protecting your engine from corrosion and damage so it can work at its best. And that, my friend, increases your mileage for more cha-ching in your pocket. Plus, when you fill up with premium at Circle K, you can save up to 20 cents per gallon. Offer valid Thursdays or Fridays at participating stores. For details, visit CircleK.com. Circle K, how convenient.
Get help managing your money for the life and years ahead. With Fidelity Income Planning, we'll look at what you've saved, what you'll need, and build a straightforward plan to generate income, even when you're not working. A plan that gives you the chance to grow your savings and create cash flow that lasts. Plus, you can start, stop, or adjust your plan at any time without the unnecessary fees. Talk to us today so we can help you go from saving to living. Fidelity Brokerage Services, member NYSE SIPC.
Do you want the best for your car? Then fill up with premium at Circle K. Circle K Premium is our best fuel with double the cleaning detergent, protecting your engine from corrosion and damage so it can work at its best. And that, my friend, increases your mileage for more cha-ching in your pocket. Plus, when you fill up with premium at Circle K, you can save up to 20 cents per gallon. Offer valid Thursdays or Fridays at participating stores. For details, visit CircleK.com. Circle K, how convenient.
When it matters, companies need more than just a delivery service. Cintas delivers full service and the reliability that comes with having a dedicated Cintas service rep who understands your business, which means they deliver confidence and peace of mind too. For uniforms, cleaning essentials, mats, first aid and safety supplies, and fire protection services, discover the personal attention you get with Cintas.
Oh, I'm ready!
Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
If your vehicle squeals or grinds when you slow down or just isn't stopping like it used to, you may need new brake rotors and pads. Now through May 24th at O'Reilly Auto Parts, get 15% off a set of Brake Best Select or Import Direct brake pads and 2 rotors. Restore safe braking and save money now at O'Reilly Auto Parts or order online at O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. A double shot of energy in the AM. Rob Thompson, Rudy J, R&R in the morning on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
It's not normal.
It's R&R. Tourney week. Tomorrow, we got games at the AT&T. The Star is out in force at Pinkerton's tonight. The Blitz.
Texas Cheer Liquor.
Going to be out at Texas Cheer Liquor. Out on Petranco.
I'm just going to test the samples.
You're just going there for work.
Going there for the samples because, again, AD pulls out the good stuff for Joe. You know, when it was just Jason and I, it was like Kentucky whiskey. You know what I'm saying? It was like, it was E&J, Southern Comfort. Joe shows up. He's like, oh, this whiskey was made in a barrel in the ocean, so it gets salt, hints of salt. And this is the big brother to the Buffalo Trace. And I'm like, Jason and I have been doing this for a month, AD. Joe shows up and we're getting all these exclusive cognacs and stuff. Like, wow, it pays to be cool with Joe.
It is. I bet there'll be a bottle of Blanton's in there.
No, matter of fact, he had the big brother to Blanton's. That's how important Joe is. He didn't even pull out the Blanton's at the last one. He pulled out one step ahead of the Blanton's. I forget what the name was, but that's what he did for Joey.
Well, he pulled out the SoCo for me.
Hey man, I like Southern Comfort. I could do something like if let's say we're feeling good. It's 1:30. There's no bottles left. I got some SoCo.
I'd rather have
when
cough
you're
syrup
drunk,
neat.
everything tastes good.
It tastes like cough syrup. Cough syrup neat, please.
Well, this is Texas, Rob. We sip that syrup. Well,
scissor.
I'm kidding.
But it tastes like cough syrup.
Scratch that from the
SoCo that's an acquired taste.
Y'all are getting the good stuff. He pulled out the scope for me.
Scope.
Rob, you drank SoCo at college.
That's the problem.
When you're a poor college student, that's what you do.
I actually boiled my ramen in SoCo.
What was your go-to?
2 birds with 1 stone.
What was your go-to at college, Rob?
For drinks?
Yeah.
I never
had that experience. I always
Everclear.
No, back in the day, I didn't drink a lot of liquor. We drank beer. There wasn't a lot.
Was it Natty? Coors? What were you doing?
Well, Lone Star, you could return the bottles. You could buy a case and return the bottles. So we drank a lot of Lone Star.
Dude, I remember returning Coke bottles and Sprite bottles. I remember those days.
Olympia Dry comes to
that?
mind. Red Dog. That was a beer there that.
What is Olympia Dry? I'm stuck there.
Olympia Dry was an excuse to put a beer in another package. There's nothing special about it. Yeah, Olympia beer.
Okay.
I don't know what.
And what's the update on your Rumple Mint? Jason got you.
Remains perfectly sealed.
Haven't touched it.
Only there's been the angel share. Maybe some of it's evaporated to the gods, but it has not crossed the lips of anybody in my house. But on the next special Rumple Mints occasion, when I'm feeling very rumpled, we're going to do some.
Okay. Well, what did Malik Willis celebrate with?
A 65-yard dime.
What drink did? You know what, Rob? I've never seen a QB throw a 65-yard dime and then celebrate it.
Oh, he danced off the field.
I was like, yo, Malik, chill. I was like, bro, come on now. Let's stay focused, stay professional. Don't celebrate like we're trying to get drafted. If I was his agent, I would have been over there like, chill. Act like we've thrown this before. Like, because the pro scouts today, I was like, I get it. It was a beautiful throw, but I've never seen a guy celebrate no one guarding anyone touchdown.
I know that the
he was excited, but I was like, chill, Willis, chill, man.
And I know the quarterback is, of course, the glory position, and that's the immediate fix for most teams. All we need is a quarterback. But I am not impressed with any of these guys.
Who are any of these guys? Who are the other? Who else is in the running?
Pickett with his little big hands. I don't know. They seem to have swollen over the last couple of weeks. They've expanded in size. He's been working with a hand expert and stretching out his fingers.
Really?
I don't know how his hand grew over the last week. He's a grower, not a shower, and it took a little while to kind of get fully filled. So bigger hands. And so his hands now are Pro Bowl quality.
To me, I don't see why the hands thing is a big deal, because to me, I feel like, Rob, it looks on television, it looks like the college ball is fatter than the NFL ball. So why do we talk about hands?
Especially with Pickett. The dude played in Pittsburgh. He was in bad weather. I know he dropped the ball a lot, so there was some reason.
Okay.
But, I mean, he looks like Mike Glennon.
Ooh.
And that's not a cut. The guy will play in the league for 10 years. Mike Glennon, while he's unemployed now, will get a job and be paid millions of dollars to stand on the sidelines. But he doesn't look like a first-round pick. This Malik Willis, yeah, he's worth a flyer, but Liberty. Remember, Liberty. And if you watch that 65-yard heave, that's a big old motion he's got.
Oh, now you're Trent Dilfer? You're breaking down throwing motions?
I am. I am breaking down a dude from Liberty who literally 6 months ago I had never heard of and is now being considered a top-flight draft.
Let me give the flowers. Pledge let me know about him way back in September, so I was watching him. I had no idea who he was until September. But, I mean, he had some bad games.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. He didn't look good every Saturday, but no one does.
The Coral kid out of Ole Miss.
Well, see,
I have personal experience with, having watched.
Dak Prescott's success makes me interested in him, because he's at Mississippi. Because there is something to say about facing NFL defenses every Saturday. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Like, playing in the SEC West does matter. It does.
Well, I think there's a couple of things that kind of tip toward what we're headed toward with a quarterback.
It's just not a QB draft.
It's not a QB draft, and it's evident by the activity to move quarterbacks around that are already in the league. Ain't nobody said, "No, I'm good. I'll draft one." No, nobody. Not one NFL team said, "We're off. We're going to draft one." Now, of those teams that are in a situation to go get a quarterback, the bad teams that think they have a quarterback, let's say like Detroit.
Do you think they feel like they have something with Goff?
Well,
I don't know if they feel like they have something.
I think that Detroit needs to break the sequence of what's the definition of doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. Insanity. So if I'm Detroit, you traded for Goff with moderate returns, draft a quarterback. Get one early, man, a flyer. Maybe this Malik Willis showed you enough yesterday, but that's only because that's the one place he could land where you could put him down for a couple years, because it's not going to be an easy.
I'm rooting for all of them, but with Willis, the thing I can't, if I'm a scout or a GM, I can't get roped into a 65-yard bomb. Like, that's not the game of football. Like, yes, it's cool that you can do that, but when it's 3rd and 7. And linebackers are baiting you, and there's a blitz, and the safety acted like he was going to blitz, and he dropped back into coverage. Can you complete a pass in traffic on 3rd and 7 is more impressive to me than a 65-yard rope that happens maybe once, maybe twice a game. Hell, they took the deep ball away. The entire league took the deep ball away from Patrick Mahomes this year. So I don't know. I don't know if I can get duped into that. I've been duped into it so many years, watching football and doing sports talk radio, like, oh my God, that was such a pretty throw. And then he gets to the league and it just doesn't translate. So
when was the last quarterback that you saw that you thought was going to be hot that didn't work?
Man, I'm never right on these guys.
Me either.
I don't have a good like Saturday to Sunday eye. So
I don't have a good quarterback eye. I was at training camp when little Kellen broke his leg. We were there.
Okay.
And at that point, Dak Prescott was in serious competition with Jamel Showers from A&M, like serious competition. Like there was like Jamel was either going to be a safety or quarterback, and Dak was either going to be quarterback or not on the team or taxi squad.
Mm-hmm.
I watched Dak Prescott and thought, I don't see it.
You didn't?
Yeah, we'd watched him in practice. He was the live arm for the receivers. He was the fourth string guy over there throwing to receivers. He wasn't even running offense. He was an afterthought.
And then went 13-3.
And went 13-3. So I have zero eye.
My biggest miss recently is Burrow. I thought that he was a product of a really, really good, like one of the best college football teams we had ever seen. I didn't know that Burrow was going to, I was like, he had Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase,
Yeah.
The running back,
Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
that defense. I was like, dude, I didn't think he was going to be a bust, but I didn't know he was going to take a bunch of rookie contracts to Super Bowl good. I didn't. I missed big time on Burrow.
So the witchcraft of choosing a quarterback escapes me. But at this group, I see nothing. I think whoever drafts the first quarterback, whatever quarterback that is, if it's in the top 15 or top 20, they will live to regret it.
Due to the fact that Saturdays keeps slowly infiltrating Sundays, I feel like Willis could probably have the most success because of the escapability. Because again, Sundays are really starting to look. NFL is finally giving in and said, okay, you know what? Fine. Y'all aren't going to teach them the Sunday way, then we'll come to the Saturday way.
Mm-hmm.
And the game looks more like college football. So I think Malik may have the most success. But then again, there is a QB that played in the SEC West and faced monsters every Saturday. So
yeah,
it's a tough call.
Dead wrong. And you can bring it back up on the feed pledge. Somebody said Dak balled in preseason. He did.
No, he did. That's why he got the job.
But let me tell you, for those of us that watched the first couple of days of practice when he was out there, even after Moore went down, I remember Nick Foles being the topic of conversation. Like, we got to do something.
Amongst the media?
Of all of us there in training camp, because we saw Kellen Moore go down. We knew that Romo was not in good stand. And the talk was, well, what are we going to do? Because we just saw Dak Prescott and Jamil Showers and these guys throwing the ball around. This ain't the answer. Go get Nick Foles. And they held on. So
remember, the term being thrown around was Dak's a gamer. You can't judge him by practice.
Well, that's what you say when practice looks like crap. All right, coach, I'm a gamer. That just means you had a terrible practice. That's all that means. That doesn't fly with coaches. He's just a gamer. Practice really never mattered to him. Yeah. Speaking of college sports, of Saturdays becoming Sunday, or Sundays becoming Saturdays. Your Thursdays are going to feel like Saturdays and Sundays.
Great point. Great tease, Rob.
Amazon has announced what appears
to be. Damn. I was like, okay, dog. I see you, dog.
Oh, there we go.
Go ahead.
Restaurant quality teases. That's what we're about. Amazon has told us what their Thursday night crew might look like, and it very well might be the most boring crew ever put together.
Wow. Violence before 8 a.m.
Just say they better add some pepper. Is Boogie free? Or Booger? Is Booger available? Can we wrap that van up? And
Jason Witten available?
Can we get some Couvray for Witten, or get a little 4x4 for Booger to drive around the sidelines? Because Jan will tell you who Amazon is choosing. Don't forget, it's a Spurs day. They're in Portland playing late. Carolina will be here early at 8:30 as we look toward the Trailblazers. Brand new TV in the form of a video game. So much to talk about. And Ash Barty, it's been nice knowing you.
Nice knowing who?
I don't know. She evidently played some kind of racket sport. Doesn't want to do it anymore. We'll be right back here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM.
It is a great day to have a drink. And as they always say, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. And it will be 5 o'clock somewhere right around 5 o'clock Central Standard Time, because the Blitz will be out at Texas Cheer Liquor number 2. That is the Texas Cheer Liquor on Petranco right across from Walmart. The Blitz will be out there from 4 to 7, shaking hands, kissing babies, taking pictures, signing autographs, doing tastings. Although those guys are pretty professional. They keep it. They don't do any drinking until 6:59. I'm a witness to that. I've never seen either of those guys take a drink while on air, and it's pretty tempting at Texas Cheer because, again, my man AD, he puts out some great different things to test, and there's all taste tests, and there's always someone there from a different company. I think last time it was like a liqueur company that was there, and then one time it's been a vodka company. So it should be a good time. want to come out and, say hello, grab yourself a 12-pack or grab yourself a 6-pack, grab yourself a bottle, grab yourself a couple of cigars, whatever you choose. Come on out to Texas Chill Liquor number 2 today. Hang out with myself and the Blitz and have a good time. Again, there's 4 other locations. Number 5 in the Cordillera Ranch is on the way. I will keep you posted as they get closer to their opening day. But if you want to keep up with everything going on with Texas Chill, and you're going to want to do this because there's some big things coming down the pipeline, go to Texas Chill Liquor on Facebook. If you have Facebook, like them or follow them on Texas Chill Liquor on Instagram. They also have a Twitter page. So there's many ways you can keep up with everything going on with Texas Chill. But today is all about the Blitz, Texas Chill Liquor number 2, Jason Minix, Joe Reinagel, Shelton, myself, AD. We're going to have a good time as we always do. So come out and hang out with the guys as Texas Chill Liquor. Check out the app or go to TexasChillLiquor.com.
It's the sweetest round in basketball.
Oh, big one!
16 teams fighting for the chance to become elite.
You can feel the madness!
Grab your bracket and keep up with San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
With the tournament coming to town, San Antonio Sports Star is heading downtown for Yingling Lager Hoop City at Pinkerton's Barbecue. Starting March 24th, the Blitz, Halftime, and Saturday Morning Hangover will all be live at Pinkerton's Barbecue at Legacy Park, where you can watch the tournament games on the jumbo screen. Chances to win a Yingling Grizzly ice chest every hour during live broadcast, as well as Pinkerton gift cards. Enjoy Yingling Lager, Light Lager 99, Golden Pilsner, and Yingling Frank for $4. Yingling Lager Hoop City at Pinkerton's Barbecue, the 24th through the 26th.
This is for the men who never settle, the ones who believe only quitters and a game and a tie, the type of guys who choose the bar with the biggest TVs to overcompensate for theirs at home, and the men who use PTO to catch afternoon basketball in March with the boys. This is the Lodge mentality. This is Twin Peaks.
Who wants to settle for a single TV? With more TVs, bigger screens, plus our fabulous scenic views, there's more to watch at Twin Peaks.
As a parent, you know kids are amazing and expensive. But with Fabric, protecting your family with term life insurance is surprisingly affordable with a personalized policy for your family starting at less than $1 a day. It's quick, easy, all online, and you could be approved instantly. Plus, no risk, cancel anytime. Secure your family's financial future today at meetfabric.com/future. That's MEET fabric.com/future. Fabric Insurance Agency policies issued by Vantis Life, not available in New York and Montana. Prices subject to underwriting and health questions.
When you need an electrician, Hill Electric is available 24/7 for residential and commercial needs. If you're having to rework your office, let Hill Electric design your socially distanced space to ensure each workstation has the proper electrical needs. For over 35 years, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio. There is never a service charge and always free estimates. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074. Or go to hill-electric.com.
It's that time of year again as college basketball's tournament is finally upon us. From all the latest odds, contests, and player props, BetOnline.net is the #1 source for sports betting needs and info. And it's not just basketball. BetOnline.net is your continued source for all your sporting wagering information needs, including live betting and your favorite Vegas casino games. BetOnline.net remains the best spot for sports scores, podcasts, and news this season. BetOnline.net, where the game starts.
It's Tango Day, everybody. Follow after me and step and bet and slide and dip. That's Tango.
Why is Ice-T leading our tango class?
It's probably the heart-shaped Honey Nut Cheerios. He found out they can help lower cholesterol. Now he's having fun taking care of his heart in all sorts of new ways.
Let's see those hips move, people.
Hurry and get your heart-shaped Cheerios. They're only here for a limited time.
Welcome to Allstate, where you can save just by being you. DriveWise and the Allstate mobile app gives you personalized driving feedback, and by adding it to your policy, you can save for driving safe just by being yourself. Allstate. Here, better protection costs a whole lot less. You're in good hands with Allstate. Click, call, or visit allstate.com to save today.
Not available in every state. Savings based on DriveWise and other safe driving discounts. Savings vary. Subject to terms and conditions. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
The most up-to-date tournament scores and news. We've got it for you, because we all get the madness in March. Listen for the latest. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
This is Joe Reiniger on your home for everything that matters in sports. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
It's R&R in the morning. Coming at you from 1987.
This is you had the 15s in the trunk with the amp. Remember when you just that? Why did we? Why was that? Why was that necessary to have our music that loud? Why was that a thing to ruin your hearing for the rest of your life?
I needed to feel it. I needed the car 8 places in front of me.
Did you cruise back, Rob?
Hell yeah, we cruised back.
What? I didn't know that. I didn't know if you was a cruiser.
We cruised Brack, and normally we would head from Brack to Woodlawn, back and forth. Sundays.
Military?
Military.
So that was Saturday night. But yeah, I grew up on military.
I never did that.
I grew up down there. That was
my wife. Like she goes like if she was awake, she'd be like, "Oh my God, I remember this. I remember that. Me and Rosie. Blah, blah, blah. Oh my God, and all the guys." I'm like, "Shush." Shush.
Our
so
cruise,
I never did that, man.
We would go to Century South, which was the theater. I guess that's the Mayan now.
Really?
Yeah, Century South was the OG theater down on Military Drive. And you'd go past Military, I guess it was another couple of blocks, and make that turn. But Century South and South Park Mall were kind of like it's the same thing as it was then. Nothing has changed, just the year of the car. It's just as loud, just as stupid, just as violent. It hadn't changed a bit.
Yeah.
What we go? Oh, boring. So it appears that Amazon has rounded into their NFL Thursday night crew, and Al Michaels gets the gig by default because every other chair was taken by other dudes. So Al Michaels appears to be leaving NBC Sunday night in football in America and going to Thursday night Bezos land. They found a color commentator to go with Al Michaels' stellar play-by-play, and that will be Kirk Herbstreit of your college football fame, who has been slowly indoctrinated into NFL worlds as he's taken over some of the NFL gig. I like Kirk Herbstreit. He is the conscience of college football. I appreciate everything he has done for the sport. I think his Ohio State fandom hasn't clouded too much of his judgment.
I agree.
But an NFL color analyst is not where I see Kirk Herbstreit.
He's going to be a busy man. You know, because he's still going to have his Saturday gig, right?
He's still going to be there.
So he's going to do the game day, and then he flies to a game right after, or he does the game wherever they're at, right?
I think so. Yes. He does the Saturday night game most times.
This is going to be a busy man.
Yeah. I appreciate his college football acumen. He is, I'll say it again. When Herbstreit speaks, I think of it as the conscience of the game.
Okay.
That he has, and at the end of the day, the very best in mind for the sport. And I think that he's the ESPN has taken years to develop this. They've been looking for the Dick Vitale of football. Well, they got him. It's Herbie. And as they've searched for the replacement for Vitale, they've got Jay Billis. They've got the guy.
Interesting take.
But as far as pro football, I like Kirk Herbstreit as a personality. I like Kirk Herbstreit as a college football analyst. I just don't. It's like Barkley talking to me about college basketball.
First of all, I don't want. I'm there for Barkley to entertain me.
Right.
Like even the NBA, he's not all there.
No, but Herbie is not going to entertain you.
I think Kenny's a better comparison. Like Barkley doesn't know basketball. Period. Kenny knows basketball.
Okay,
so
appropriate.
we'll do Herbie and Kenny Smith.
There you go.
Because even though Kenny knows ball, he doesn't know college ball.
No.
He's not watching those games.
And I don't expect him to.
Right. Well, he does watch more than I know.
Oh, he watches North Carolina ball.
Yeah, I don't know what that man does in his free time. But you think this is going to be boring?
It just sounds like a yawn-inducing broadcast. That it will be. There will be nothing that will make you go, or oh wow, that's interesting. I just don't hear that coming. I hear a droll delivery, and while on its face, Joe Buck and Troy Aikman should be as boring as paint drying, saltine crackers. Seriously, you would think Joe Buck and Troy Aikman, but they have found this rhythm. It works. Right. Because Troy brings his NFLdom to it. Herbie got no NFLdom.
Yeah, he's gonna have to be doing some work with the coaches during the week, get some of that stuff. So who's replacing Al? Did I miss that? Who's Sunday night?
Tarico
That's right.
been slowly.
And it's still Collinsworth, right?
Well, as we sit.
I like Collinsworth.
I do too. I've never had a problem with Collinsworth. Now, here's a guy. But other than that,
he does say you could do a shot game with now. Here's a guy.
But other than that, I appreciate guys that rarely say things negative, and there's a lot of people that don't like that.
Yeah, you know what? And Gruden was like that too, though. When the guys that are in the game, they're rarely going to say anything, that's going to be deemed offensive. So, Al Michaels and Herbie on Thursday. Troy and Joe have gone to Monday night. Feels like the quarterback carousel on the broadcast booth.
Very much so.
They're throwing around money. Buck is getting 12.
And another
more
sign,
than 12.
Oh, it's right there. As another sign of the world ending. It was speaking of money being thrown around, the NFL has another fire hose of money coming their direction, and they have kind of called an audible. They have made a little switch here. NFL was reticent to get involved with the crypto and blockchain technology stuff.
Right.
It appears that, well, not appears. Yesterday, the NFL came down and said individual teams can go ahead and strike marketing partnerships with crypto companies. So more money coming. Good news, Dak. When we come back, well, we got a lot to talk about. Dak speaks. He was actually out and about yesterday. We're going to hear from Dak Prescott speaking to CeeDee Lamb in the offseason. That inevitably leaves some exodus from every team. And we'll hear from Dak as far as his physical status. He had surgery. It was no big deal, we were told, after the fact.
Even though they snuck it in.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Dak had surgery last week. And Carolina Teague will be here as we prep for the Portland Trailblazers, the Lillardless Trailblazers. Easy for me to say, easier for you to listen to. We'll be right back here on R&R in the morning here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Baseball is back.
Finally, let's play ball.
Get back on the field.
Well, first they've got to stretch and play catch for a little bit. But eventually there will be baseball.
162 games full season.
And we'll have ongoing Rangers coverage of spring training and the entire season. Just be prepared to hear the term soft tissue injury.
A soft tissue injury.
Soft tissue type injury.
A lot.
A lot of soft tissue injury.
San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
1911 Cigars is the premier cigar lounge in South Texas, providing quality, affordable cigars in a professional, inviting environment with a large covered patio with TVs. A BYOB establishment, 1911 Cigars strives to allow the avid cigar connoisseur a comfortable place to relax, socialize, network, and of course enjoy a great cigar. 1911 Cigars is available for private events and has private cabanas with TVs, fire pits, and heaters. 1911 Cigars at 207 South Main Street in Cibolo. Online at 1911cigars.com.
How do you make the most of your mow? Tony and Melissa do it on a John Deere Z530M Z-Track mower.
Jump out of the house, a cup of coffee, and I'm at work.
You're riding around, it's like going on a go-kart.
And for Rodney, he uses his John Deere X350 lawn tractor to turn his yard into
a happy place. It's a great place to do Tai Chi. I work on my mind, body, and well-being.
There are millions of ways to make the most of your mow. Learn how to make the most of yours at Deere.com. Nothing runs like a Deere.
Get the last water softener you'll ever own and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
The last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656-PURE Kinetico.
Visit KineticoSA.com.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Mother's Window Tint, your car stereo, and auto security headquarters has discounts piled to the ceiling. That's right, every store, Austin and San Antonio, and especially the Bandera Road store in San Antonio has discounts on everything. Car stereos, car alarms, and especially the window tint you want. Dark, dark, dark window tint. Also, make your car go thump, 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 mother thump with new subwoofers and an amplifier. That's right. We can even hook it up to your existing factory car stereo. Get to Mother's Window Tint today. Check us out online at motherswindowtint.com or give us a like and a follow on Facebook. Tell your friends, come on in. We've got those discounts stacked to the ceiling at Mother's Window Tint. Remember, do it at Mother's and save.
It's time. Time to get in shape. Hit the gym. Work up a sweat. You're going to need some energy. A lot of energy. A 5-hour energy. With vitamins and essential nutrients, they provide an alert, energized feeling that keeps you going. All without sugar or herbal stimulants. Are you ready? 5-hour energy. For every workout. For more information, visit 5hourenergy.com.
You're gearing up to get back out on the field, so you ordered ball game essentials like a new glove, cleats, and a jumbo pack of sunflower seeds. And you used your Bank of America customized cash rewards credit card, choosing to earn 3% cash back on online shopping, which could increase to 5.25% as a preferred rewards member. Rewards that you put toward the cost of an essential piece of your post-game recovery. A heating pad. Apply for yours at bankofamerica.com/more rewarding. Copyright 2021 Bank of America Corporation.
Dell's semi-annual sale is the perfect opportunity for a significant business upgrade. Save up to 45% on Dell computers with Windows 11 Pro and get an easy start to your workday. Plus, enjoy special pricing on Dell docks, monitors, servers, and more, all with easy financing options through Dell Financial Services. Speak to a Dell Technologies advisor today to find the right tech for your business with fast, free shipping. Call 877-ASK-DELL. Again, that's 877-ASK-DELL.
Financing a new home couldn't be easier when you choose Cross Country Mortgage. Their mission is simple: to provide you with the best possible lending options and offer a transparent mortgage process for everyone involved. With their dedicated team of loan officers, your dream home could be yours in an average of 21 days. For homeowners, they offer renos, refis, jumbo loans, everything you need to keep your house feeling like home. Visit ccm.com. Cross Country Mortgage, dedicated to getting it done. Cross Country Mortgage, LLC, NMLS 3029, www.nmlsconsumeraccess.org, Equal Housing Opportunity.
Live, local, loud. KZDC, San Antonio Sports Star. ESPN, AM 1250 and 103.3 FM. Rob Thompson, Rudy J. R&R in the morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome on.
Good morning.
To R&R in the morning. Don't mind them brake lights. We'll get you to work. If you're in the drop-off line,
good morning.
No need for earmuffs. We'll keep it clean. Carolina Teague will be here in just a couple minutes. The Spurs get back into action tonight, taking on the Trailblazers. They're going to play the Trailblazers 7 times in the next. I'm kidding.
No,
we got them 3 more times in the next 2 weeks.
With no Lillard.
They're Lillardless.
No C.J. McCollum. Full rebuild.
No CJ. He's in New Orleans.
Chauncey's like, I took this job with Damon Lillard and C.J. McCollum in my backcourt. Now I have neither.
He's got that.
That stinks.
He's got that David Culley situation. Like,
this
isn't going the way I planned.
Who wants it more?
Yeah, so it's going to be one of those things where, like, I just want to know how long, since they're playing Portland tonight, how long before Dame cracks?
Oh.
Because no one's coming to Portland.
No one's going to come to Portland.
No one's coming to save you. You couldn't pull off the Ben Simmons trade. And he's been like, I'm loyal. Loyalty. What about getting the gym? I want to go against these guys. How long before he breaks? Does he want to raise a bunch of youngsters? Does Dame Lillard want to spend the back end of his career raising youngsters?
Because Dame could become Ray Allen.
Meaning
become a Merc. When this contract's done, just become a Merc. I mean, you can get a title later on and be a legend in your hometown if you choose to be.
That's a good point.
Because, Ray Allen, it was futile forever. I mean, Milwaukee, futile. Seattle slapped every year. And he was very much looking like Dame. And finally, screw it. I'm going to sign short-term deals. I'm going to go to Boston. I'm going to get me a ring. I'm going to hang around. I'm going to get a ring. Dame could be that guy. If he wants to be.
He's getting 50.
Yeah, he's going to get paid.
He's getting 50 a year now.
Is he over or underappreciated as a basketball player? Underappreciated.
Definitely under. Definitely under. Going to Western Conference Finals with C.J. McCollum.
True. Is he the Ash Barty of basketball?
Yeah, I mean, it's like John Morant. Oh my God, he's the best thing we've ever seen.
Dave's like,
Hey,
hey,
Dave's
I've been
like,
doing this
"What,
for
fool?"
years. I've been doing this for years.
Yeah, man. Don't get me started on the John Morant rant.
Yeah, but Ja's dunking.
He's better than
Do
Kobe.
you want me to send you? Do you want me to send you the dunk reel for Dame? Dame got bodies. Dame
Not
has
like
a few.
Ja got bodies.
He got body bags.
Houston Rocket fan has a deep-seated hatred of
bite
Dame Lillard.
Oh, because of that buzzer
Oh,
beater
yeah.
game 6.
Good night.
Send James and Dwight home.
Good night and good riddance.
You bite your tongue. Dame got body bags.
Yes, he does.
Go
He does.
YouTube him.
He is as underappreciated as any superstar the NBA has had. He's in the same boat that Giannis is, same boat as Tim.
Weber State.
Out of Idaho. He's an Oakland
Is
kid,
that
though.
where Weber State
Yeah.
is? How did he end up there?
Yeah, Oakland kid.
Yeah, I know, but still. Idaho.
We had a Dak Prescott sighting. He was at a walk-ons.
How much did they pay him?
He was going for the midday special at he was at a ribbon cutting yesterday.
Was it his?
You gotta, if he's there, it's either his or somebody he knows.
He's a walk-on sponsor.
Is he?
Oh, nice.
That's Drew Brees that started that, right? I didn't know that's
that.
a Drew Brees joint
It's in Irving, Texas.
in beautiful
Stop it.
downtown Irving, Texas.
That's Dallas.
That's Dallas.
This is gonna be a thing forever on our show.
It really is.
Little towns across the country are gonna be like, man, screw y'all. We are ourselves.
Like yesterday,
No, you're not.
Round Rock had a tornado. Or did Austin have a tornado?
Round Rock.
North Austin.
So that's Round Rock.
No, Round Rock is its own
Yeah,
thing.
that's their
it's
own
not.
thing.
Dude, they got
I
an
kinda think they
IKEA.
are.
The Round Rock is their own city.
I think
If we're
Round
gonna
Rock
say
is.
Live Oak is its own city, Round Rock is its
Well,
own
Live
city.
Oak's not its own city. Live Oak is
That's
San Antonio. But I'm gonna give
They got
Round Rock.
drafted to San
I'm gonna give
Antonio.
Round Rock their own autonomous.
Dude, Live Oak can arrest you. You can get arrested in Live Oak.
I can get arrested in Balcones Heights. I ain't counting them either. In fact, I've been to that jail in Balcones Heights it was a tour. Short-term stay. I was an exhibit for a field trip. Kids don't be like him.
What,
Pay your tickets on time.
Did you do a protest or a sit-in?
I did
You
a
got
sit-in.
taken?
Well, it was an involuntary sit-in.
I remember what you told me that story.
I don't think I told you this one.
Was it the boat?
No, this was this
wasn't the
was
boat.
Balcones Heights.
Okay, it wasn't
This
the
was,
boat. I remember the boat story.
Yeah, this was when you have a father that's an attorney that is supposed to take care of your tickets.
Oh,
You spend a lot of time in courthouses. I spent some time in the Divine courthouse.
Pops.
I played dominoes with the Divine sheriff for about 8 hours.
Did you get lippy?
No, I was just
No.
driving with a ticket, a failure to appear ticket that my attorney father forgot to take care of.
Pops was like, "Oh, my bad, son.
Oh,
I'll
sorry,
be right
son.
there."
I'll be there tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning.
Those kind of situations. Now the Balcones Heights, that was my doing, but
Oh, okay.
but they're San Antonio. Is my point.
Round Rock is Round Rock.
Yeah, I think they
North
deserve it.
Austin.
North Austin.
I think
okay.
no. I'm gonna say Pflugerville is North Austin. Round Rock is their own thing. Leander is Leander. Leander's Leander, right?
You know this.
It's
Yeah,
Austin.
this is gonna sound stupid, but I think Round Rock is Round Rock, but Pflugerville is Austin, even though it's farther away from
Yeah,
Austin.
no, it's all Austin. Leander, all of it. Lake Travis, all of it.
But see, Pflugerville holds weight for me because I never made it up that way, but that's where the high school soccer state finals were played.
Oh yeah.
So it was like, yo, you got to get to Pflugerville. Got to get to Pflugerville.
What about Georgetown? They're their own thing.
That's Temple /
Yeah,
Waco.
they're even further. We digress.
Only thing I know about Georgetown is that's where the toll lets you off. You know, if you hit the toll at the beginning of Austin,
You
it
come
ends at
zooming down.
Georgetown.
You come back to Earth.
You come back to Earth, and then there's 3 hours of traffic waiting on
right
you.
there in Gerald.
Yeah,
Which Gerald, you're your own thing, man. I'm sorry.
Then what's Belton?
Belton is the part
Belton
of the
is
central, the syntax. What do they call it? The Waco Temple Belton?
Yeah,
they have a
it's
name
syntax.
for it.
It's
They
the
have
syntax.
the syntax region.
Central Texas.
Temple has a Buc-ee's. Is that Waco or is that Temple?
No, Temple's Temple. But they're part of the
Temple's
syntax.
Temple's Temple.
Okay.
Now that's when we start talking that region of the world, the expert is Minix.
Oh,
Because
I
he's
forgot.
from that area.
But see, to get to Minnick's house, you got to exit.
Yeah, and it's
like
not
to
on
get to Minnick's
35.
house, it seems like you're going toward
Copper's
Texas
Cove.
Chainsaw Massacre 30.
Mhm.
to get to Minnick's crib. It's like, yo, you turn down that way, you may not ever come back.
You get lost in the.
When you're coming home from Dallas down 35 and you hit Georgetown, do you think of it like I hit Katy? Because I think Round Rock like I hit Katy.
Yeah, I can see that.
No, you're right.
I can see that.
Heading south, Georgetown.
And Katy is
Round Rock,
Houston,
is
so.
Austin. In my mind, coming south, it's Austin, but going north, it's its own thing.
Yeah. Children of the Corn was actually filmed in Copper's Cove.
I don't know how to take that. Is that real?
No.
It's like, because I wanted to go GTF on that one.
Minnick's actually was a stunt double for Malachi.
He was Malachi.
That doesn't shock me.
That was Minnick's older brother, which explains a lot.
Oh, that's Jeff.
Let's hear from Dak Prescott.
let's hear from
we
Dak,
promised it. Let's do
stay
the
on
one
topic, guys.
where
Jeez.
Dak talks about his health. Let's do that one.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm back there. I'm to that. Obviously, I didn't get to throw quite as quick as I wanted to. I was dealing with this, but to where I am, no, I mean, I'm throwing a couple of times a week, and I'll increase that as time goes forward. But, normal off season, as I said, following the season, looking forward to having a healthy off season just to focus on every aspect of my game and not have to worry about necessarily rehabbing an injury or this one as well as this past.
Okay.
When you hear Dak speak and don't see him, do you get the feeling he's reading off a note card? Like, I've got 10 things. I'm going to hit on these 10 things. I'm going to speak as fast as I can so you don't have a chance to ask me another question. And I'm going to say these 10 positive things. Did I say the thing about throwing and feeling good? I did? Okay. Did I say the thing about finally having an offseason that I can focus on the team and not my own personal health and improvement? Did I say that? Oh, I did? Okay. It feels like it's so canned and so rehearsed.
It feels like Alexa.
Exactly.
Yeah, Alexa, shoulder injury. I'm throwing 2-3 times a week. I'm feeling fine. It's so boring, but I get it. You're the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, the most scrutinized position in all of sports. You watch what you say.
Now, I asked Rudy the question earlier. No, we make fun of Dak. He's a robot. Would you rather have a quarterback with the outlook and aptitude of a robot like Dak? Would you rather have Aaron Rodgers and all that other stuff?
Aaron Rodgers.
For my job, Aaron.
For your job. What's our tagline here on R&R?
Storylines over integrity, baby.
There you go.
Plus, I'd rather have Aaron Rodgers anyway.
Oh, don't get into the semantics of that, James.
What else did he say out of walk-ons? What else happened?
One of the problems of getting a lot of money that Dak Prescott is getting is that money can't go to other people. So the question inevitably is, off season, you'll start losing guys. What's that like? This is Dak's response there.
Alexa, what would Dak sound like if he were talking about losing free agents?
I do want to address this. Obviously, I just been in this time. This is the hardest part of the league to me. Just watching teammates and watching friends, watching men that you've grown with over the past few years on the field and off the field leave and depart, and just understanding that that's the business of this game. And obviously sharing words with both of those guys, knowing just how much they've impacted my career, how much they mean to me as people, as players. And excited for them, excited for their next chapters. I know they'll do great things, and excited for this team. And obviously, as you said, Santa Michael Gallup and the new acquiries, whether it be Washington, whether it be on the defensive side or what's to come. Just excited for the things that I can control, and I'm going to continue to do that. Do everything I can to make this team better, to put us in the best position that we can moving forward this offseason and head into training camp.
Did I say get better every day? Did I say that yet? Okay, it said that. All right.
I wish you would have just said, some of those guys needed to go.
Yeah.
We lost about 50 penalties between Connor and Randy.
And Amari called me the Black Kirk Cousins.
Aaron would have said that.
Yeah, Aaron would have said, hey, well, hopefully we'll be better at in the penalty area, But whatever. Dak is who he is.
Yeah, Dak's who he is. Has not changed a lick.
Does he have a number one, though?
CD's a number one.
Did you see what James just did?
He's a hater, though.
James is teasing our next sound.
Oh.
James was teasing, does he have a number one? Well, he wears 88. Let's see what he has to say about it.
Yeah, there's no doubt he is. And I think that's part of that move. You look at a guy like CD and just what he's done in his first 2 years, and it's exciting. It's exciting, and just to know that it's only the beginning. He hadn't even scratched the surface, and just for him to be the one, to be the main guy, I know he's going to be ready for it. I know he's already doing the things he needs to do necessary to have a great offense and control the things he can, and it's going to be exciting.
Control the things he can. So you're going to go, while I do think CD's a 1, Rob, answer me this. So you're going to go from 1 target in the most important game of the season to a number 1? Is that possible in your eyes, Rob Thompson?
No.
Damn. He's a number 1, though.
Oh,
you
absolutely.
believe that, right?
No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
There is no reason why CeeDee Lamb doesn't have 100 catches and just quantify the yards.
Okay.
There's absolutely no reason why. He's got every bit of the talent, and Kellen Moore has the offense. It's a matter of Dak delivering and everybody staying healthy. We're going to miss Amari Cooper.
Yes.
The Cowboys going to miss Amari
I'm
Cooper.
glad
You
you
don't
admitted
lose that and not miss it. But I think Gallup healthy.
Question: are they going to
CD?
miss him though? Because
they'll
we
miss
kept talking about it's about scheme, not so much forcing it to a number 1 guy. So if it's about scheme,
Yeah, but you always, no matter what the scheme or the down or the distance, you can think, yeah, it's Dak, but it's still Amari Cooper. I got to count for him. I got to make sure there's 1.5 guys paying attention to Amari Cooper, whether he's getting the ball or not.
Touche.
And we're going to miss that. I mean, Dak's going to miss it. There's just not going to be that threat that's going to be there. Now, they can grow one, but yeah, CD's going to have to take on a fair amount of the load, and Kellen's going to have to find a way to divert attention off of CD. You have to scheme him around because he doesn't have that protection of an Amari Cooper on the side.
Yeah. I could see Kellen getting play calling snatched mid-season.
Ooh. When McCarthy's job's on the line now.
Mark the tape. March 23rd, 8:20. Kellen Moore gets his play calling duty snatched mid-season.
Whew.
We've got Carolina Teague around the corner for the Portland prep. And let's give you the headlines in abbreviated version very quickly. It's the 4-1 and the 2-1. Oh.
Here's the 4-1-1 in the 2-1-0. Headline 2.
New York City mayor says Nets, Knicks, Yankees, Mets all going to have to wait for their loosened COVID-19 vaccination restrictions. Here is New York Mayor Eric Adams reiterating while he remains optimistic about the COVID-19 related numbers, the city's professional sport teams going to have to wait their turn as far as potential vaccination mandate rollbacks are concerned.
Right now, we're going to take some complaints. But when this is all said and done, people are going to realize this is a thoughtful administration and we got it right. And so baseball, basketball, businesses, all of those things, they have to wait until that layer come. And right now we're announcing just our 2 to 4 year olds.
So that was in reference to daycare students between the ages of 2 and 4 not having to wear masks as the COVID numbers hold. But professional sports, wait your turn.
So Steve Nash and Kevin Durant, you got about 12 games left. At this point, do you ask Kyrie nicely? Because KD has been like pretty much like, hey, he's a grown man. I have no right to tell him anything. And the Yankees, Mets, will get to them when their time comes. But right now, we're talking about the Nets. Do you go to him and ask him like, hey, man, have you thought about it? Like, what do you do? Because KD's tried to be professional about it and try to be, treat him with respect as to getting the vaccine. What do you do, Rob, if you're Steve and KD? Because that's all that matters.
They've already done it.
You think they've asked him?
Over and over. There's the...
I don't know if they have because they know he's sensitive.
Well, there's the in front of the camera. I always got your back. But behind the scenes, bruh, come on. At some point, I would like to think that Durant and Harden and the last player on the bench goes, look, I don't know what your worry is. I got these shots long time ago. I'm fine. You fell on your sword. But I don't think they've already had these conversations. They're not just now coming to it. But I'll tell you this. What's the mayor's name? Eric Adams?
Yeah.
Yep. Dude, do you realize what the bite of apple that you just took off yesterday? Because it's one thing not to go see the Knicks because they suck. It's another. I mean, last night we saw what Trey did to him. It's one thing to go, I want to go. No, you don't. And it's another thing to deal with the Nets and in the regular season. We haven't gotten to the playoffs. Now we're getting into to Yankees and Mets.
You have to wait until that layer comes.
There's going to be some seriously angry New York sports fans at the mayor. More power to you if you're standing by your beliefs, just like Kyrie is. But sitting here down in Texas,
it just
we're all kind of going, take your mask off, man.
I was so ready to get out of Cali.
I mean,
and I'm not even that guy, but I was so ready to get out of California.
Have you worn your mask since leaving California?
Not once.
Damn.
But
I don't know
the
if that's
thing is,
a bad thing, but I haven't.
I'm
man.
a conscientious mask wearer. If I walk into even a restaurant, even to this day, if I see the servers wearing masks, I'm down with you.
Me too.
I'll put on my mask. But guess what? I haven't seen a server with a mask on.
I don't know if that makes me a bad person, but I have not worn one since Cali, man. I have not even for a couple seconds. The plane ride home was my last mask.
And when I feel, when you tell me it's time to put it back on, I'll put it back on. I'll be cranky, but I'll put it back on.
If it's like a self-owned business, they say, hey, I'll do it.
I'll do it. I still carry it in my bag. I still have a mask with me at all times. But just as a sports fan sitting down in Texas hearing the mayor talk like, fools, what are you doing?
And because sports is the fabric of New York, so he dropped some heavy stones on the table just then.
And don't tell me it'll all, I got your best interest in it. It's going to be good for you, even though you don't realize it.
FYI, Aaron Judge,
not vaxxed.
Judging by his statements, does not sound like he is vaxxed.
Not vaxxed. And one other thing that Adams does have planned for him, as far as this Kyrie thing goes, is even if the Knicks did lift the mask mandate today, or the Knicks or the Nets or New York and proper, or the mandate is for the businesses. It's not about the players. It's about the businesses like the Yankees. And even if they lifted it today, the Nets still look like they're going to have to go to Toronto in the play-in. So even if they lifted it, Kyrie still won't be available to play against the Raptors. And there's a lot of doubt whether they can even get away from that without Kyrie. So the only way you can assure it is for Kyrie to get vaxxed, to get into Canada proper, just to get into play. Moving on.
Headline 1.
So the Golden State Warriors continue to struggle as they fell 94-90 to the Orlando Magic. And Draymond Green says they're not closing out games, and no disrespect, but
let's hear it.
Magic?
I think we're playing soft. We're playing stupid. It's just not playing good basketball, and we're getting pumped. So it's hard to win a game getting pumped, and that's kind of where we are right now. We've been, you get to these games, and we're losing a lot of fourth quarters. Like, not really losing the whole game. We're losing a lot of fourth quarters. And that's execution, but in order to execute, it requires a certain level of physicality, and we're not meeting that. And, no disrespect to Orlando Magic, but that's one of the worst teams in the league, and we can't match that with them. So if you can't match that with them, you're definitely not going to do it against a great team. And so I wouldn't necessarily say it's concern, but that's what's happening. And I don't doubt that we can fix it. But if we're going to win some games, they got to be fixed.
No disrespect, but
there's issues. There was issues when Curry was there, when they didn't have Draymond. They still have a lot of young guys that they're relying on. But remember, when they were winning titles, you had Livingston and Iguodala and Barbosa. You were relying on veterans when the big three would struggle. Now you're going to be relying on a bunch of children. So there's problems in Golden State. They don't look like anywhere near what Phoenix looks like. Nothing close to it. Right now, I would think that Denver is a better matchup for Phoenix. Or maybe Utah or Dallas. But Golden State doesn't look like a championship basketball team right now, healthy or not.
Looking at the three teams that are in distress, the Nets, the Lakers, and the Warriors, which has the best prospect and which has the worst?
Definitely the Warriors are the best, and the worst, I would go ahead and say it's the Lakers.
Even though LeBron's having the time of his life.
Yeah, because even though if the Lakers, sneak in, they got that monster in Phoenix waiting on them.
One last thing before we move on there. Every team needs a Draymond.
Agreed.
Needs a guy that
tell you the truth.
Do you think that was at the request of Steve Kerr, or at least as the wink, like, dude, go out and call your teammates out?
No, him and Draymond hate each other. That's just Draymond going on his own.
Do you really believe that?
They have a working relationship. They don't like each other. That's a fact.
I had never really put that together.
Yeah, I don't think they like each other. I won't say that's a fact. That's wrong of me to say that. But outside looking in, they don't like each other.
And I'll throw this out just because you kind of have to say it. You don't have to like each other to play together.
No, you don't.
Headline 0.
And finally, SMU Basketball coach Tim Jankovic announces his retirement after 39 seasons. He has a career record of 282 and 165 and went 125 and 64 at SMU.
Coach T, Jake, been around a long time. Great basketball mind. That's kind of the end of the Larry Brown era at SMU.
Got you.
But for both good and bad, because, you know, I've known Jankovic since he coached at North Texas prior to that.
Illinois State,
in fact,
North Texas.
Yeah, and in fact, the head coach currently at North Texas, Cal, his name slipped out of my brain, probably going to get that SMU gig.
Cal Naughton Jr.?
No. There's only about 8 people in the audience that know exactly who you're talking about. Rudy goes, who? He's the Magic Man.
Oh.
Moving on. Moving on.
We out.
That's the 411 and a 210.
Carolina Teague going to come on, and we're going to talk some Spurs, or at least the best we can. They're taking on the Trailblazers tonight. Who races to the bottom better will be the question to ask. Trailblazers without Lillard coming up next. Let's get into it. You're on R&R in the morning here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM. You know, I got a great tweet earlier. Listener headed out to the Institute for Functional Health. Good shout out there. Dr. Jacob Torres in the Institute for Functional Health. I've been working with him for several years. They're a weight loss and general care facility. There's a physician in the building. Dr. Torres is a doc. You can go there for just your everyday medical care, or if you're looking for weight loss, they have an extraordinary program put together in the Institute for Functional Health, and functional being the key there. See, Dr. Torres is a firm believer that the most important drug that you can take, the most important thing that you put into your body is the food, not the medication. In fact, he would much rather you put healthy food into your mouth than a pill every night. He'd much rather you eat a little bit better and you don't have to lay out all those pills all week long to get yourself to moderate your health. If you'll pay attention to your diet, suddenly you'll start losing weight. But more importantly, your health will improve in so many ways that I don't think a lot of you consider. You know, the weight that you carry affects you 24 hours a day, not just when you're walking around and you can feel that weight in your hips and your knees and your joints, not just in the morning when you wake up and you drag yourself into the kitchen for that cup of coffee and that caffeine and a little bit of sugar to get that motor going again. It's all the time. If you're overweight, it is weighing on you. Maybe you're not sleeping well and you're snoring all night long. You've got obesity-induced snoring issues. You don't get the sleep, and suddenly you wake up foggy-headed, and the first thing you go to is the caffeine to get you going and a little bit of sugar, and after that, you've had a snack and a lunch and then a mid-afternoon snack, and then you've had a dinner, and to keep yourself just mildly active, you have something else. The food makes the difference. And how you eat it makes a bigger difference. Your chemistry, your history makes a huge difference in how you lose weight. And that's really the key to what Dr. Torres believes. The functional health is as important as anything you do. I want you to meet Dr. Torres. If it's time for you to lose weight, if you're not feeling good about yourself, if your health is in decline, if there's someone that you are living or loving that is suffering or dealing with weight issues, and you've come to the last straw, Dr. Torres is the best call to make. If it's just your first decision, you decided it's time for me to drop a few pounds and I want to be able to keep them off for the rest of my life. I don't want to jump on a yo-yo diet. I don't want to get on something that I read on the internet that everybody's doing because the last diet they were on failed to work. So they're on the next diet, and then they'll be on the next diet, and then they'll be on the next fad. You need to get on a program that you can stay on, that you can live with. And that's really been the key for me. Dr. Torres found the sweet spot. Not only did we apply the medical side of this, what is good for me medically, but also found a way for me to stay on a program that I don't want to leave. I don't have cheat days. Is it the easiest thing I've ever done? No. It's the best, and I want that for you. I want you to call Dr. Torres today. Go sit down with him. Go see their beautiful office down on Ashby. The number you need is 210-468-1891. To change your life. The website is the IFFhealth.com. I'd say it all the time. You owe it to yourself. Go to the website. Take the functional health test. Everybody's different. Dr. Torres will treat you just like that. He believes that God made our bodies to work, and he will do everything he can to get them to work and make you feel better, and that's the key. Start losing weight, feel better about yourself, and live longer. That's what we're all after. The best way to go about it is to talk with Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health. You jump on the program. Join the weight losers. Join the happy folks, and I'm sure you'll thank me later.
Sports Center is brought to you by Kielbasa Slow Crafted Sausage, available at your local grocery stores.
In the NFL, the Dallas Cowboys are bringing back Pro Bowl punter Brian Angerer, re-signing him to a 3-year, $9 million deal. According to a report by the Dallas Morning News, the Cowboys are unlikely to sign linebacker Bobby Wagner, as he and the team's talks have reportedly had no momentum. The Deshaun Watson deal is official, and it's a little different than first reported. Along with the 3 first-round picks, they get a 3rd-round pick next year, a 4th-round pick in 2024, and they're also getting a 4th-round pick this year. Speaking of the Texans, they re-signed Jeff Driscoll to a 1-year deal and had free agent and former Colts running back Marlon Mack in for a visit yesterday. In the NBA, the San Antonio Spurs return to action against the Portland Trailblazers as the Spurs sit just 2 games back of the 10th seed in the West for the play-in tournament. Tip is set for 9 p.m. For San Antonio Sports Star, I'm Rudy J.
With the tournament coming to town, San Antonio Sports Star is heading downtown for Yuengling Lager Hoop City at Pinkerton's Barbecue. Starting March 24th, the Blitz, Halftime, and Saturday Morning Hangover will all be live at Pinkerton's Barbecue at Legacy Park, where you can watch the tournament games on the jumbo screen. Chances to win a Yuengling Grizzly Ice Chest every hour during live broadcast, as well as Pinkerton gift cards. Enjoy Yuengling Lager, Light Lager 99, Golden Pilsner, and Yuengling Frank for $4. Yuengling Lager Hoop City at Pinkerton's Barbecue, the 24th through the 26th.
If you can't sleep because of annoying knee pain, that's a problem. If you stop running because your feet always hurt, that's a problem. If your elbow, shoulder, and neck pain make it impossible for you to do your job, that is a problem, and it's time to finally do something about it. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett from Airrosti. At Airrosti, we fix pain fast. No medications, no injections. Airrosti treatment is completely natural and non-invasive. Plus, we accept most insurance plans. There's a location near you. Visit Airrosti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Airrosti, we fix pain fast.
If you have a small business, Staples has your sign.
Banners for my bakery?
Staples has your sign.
Oh, posters for my new pet store.
Floor decals for a pharmacy.
Every day, Staples associates help every kind of small business create bold signs to make big impressions. And now get $10 off custom signs, banners, and posters when you spend $50 or more. This is your sign, so print it big at Staples. Ends 5/28. Visit staplesconnect.com/thisisyoursign for details.
Hi, it's Rudy J. I'm here with my lawyer, Jason Thompson, owner of the Thompson Law Firm. Jason, as I'm riding around the city, I notice your nice billboards. They look good, but
I have a couple out there trying to keep up with the competition, I guess.
They look good. Now, I get in a car accident. Am I going to be talking to you? I don't want to talk to some guy that works for you. I want to talk to the guy that's on the billboard.
No, I know. And you know that you talk to me, but
Yes.
and you have, you and I have been friends for a long time, and I've represented you for a long time. But that relationship that you and I have is the relationship I have with a lot of my clients. And I think you're recognizing something that I don't know if everybody knows, that the face on the billboard for that firm might not be the lawyer that you actually get to talk to. That's not true with me, as you know.
Right.
If you call 900-0400, my office number, and you have a question about your case, you're going to talk to me. I'm the lawyer on the billboard, but I'm the lawyer that will handle your case.
Call 210-900-0400, 210-900-0400, or a lawyerforus.com.
Thank you, Rick.
Get ready to tee off with the BBB. Better Business Bureau of San Antonio is hosting its 2nd annual Top Golf Tournament, Thursday, March 24th at Top Golf San Antonio. Enjoy friendly competition, lunch and silent auction, business networking, and raise critical funds for the BBB Education Foundation. Team registration and details at bbb.org. Thanks to the following sponsors for making it happen: Ancira Auto Group, Baird Foundation Repair, AHIA, Bluebonnet Roofing and Remodeling, 1027 Jack FM, and San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, it's Deion Sanders. They call me Coach Prime now. You already know Walmart is your one-stop shop for all those game day essentials. Now, Walmart and Gillette Labs are teaming up to take your game day to the next level. You got to swing by the shave aisle to snag the new Gillette Labs razor and get that W, man.
The new Gillette Labs with exfoliating bar for a shave as quick and easy as washing your face.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. So you need to change your oil. Right now, you can get 5 quarts of Valvoline Daily Protection or Valvoline Max Life High Mileage Motor Oil with an STP oil filter, plus an STP air filter or cabin air filter for just $36.99. Visit one of our 6,000 stores or order from AutoZone.com for same-day store pickup or next-day delivery.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Rob Thompson, Rudy J. R&R in the morning on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM. R&R gets you ready for tonight's game. The Shootaround.
Welcome back to R&R. If you're just joining us, where you been? We've been waiting on you. He's Rudy J. I'm Rob Thompson.
Yip, 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 yip.
Spurs hit the road to the great Northwest, and they're going to take on the Trailblazers 3 times in the next 12 days. Let's get ready for it. We'd like to welcome on the show Carolina Teague, our under the weather, though overly excited Spurs insider. Welcome aboard, Carolina. How are you today?
Hey, guys. Good morning. I have camera issues, but I'm trying to log into my camera right now so you guys can see me. I look great. I look beautiful, but my voice is just not working with me today.
It don't sound that bad.
Thank you. That means a lot to me.
I said not that bad.
All right. The Spurs got a late one tonight. It's going to be a 9:30 tip against the Lillardless Trailblazers. The last time we saw the Trailblazers, we played them once this year, and I will say it might have been the biggest win of the year when we took them down early in the season in December by about 30 points, right, if I'm not mistaken. They don't have Lillard. We're coming off a nice little road win. Jakob Poeltl hitting a couple free throws and Keldon Johnson finding that nut and getting it back in. It's a race to the bottom. Who wants it less is really the question, Carolina. Who's going to who do you like tonight?
I think the Trailblazers want it. Actually, you know what? Maybe the Spurs want it less because the Trailblazers, the last game they had against the Pistons, they fought really hard in order to beat them. They had lost the last 1 out of 11 games. And for this time against the Pistons, they were really aggressive, even though they didn't have Damian Lillard or they didn't have another star player as well, Josh Hart. So it's been really interesting to see the Blazers fighting as hard as they can.
Well, Rob always says organizations tank, players don't. Like the players are never going to go out there and not try and win. So that's going to happen over the course of a tank where you may, as a GM, you're sitting up there watching, like, what are they doing? Why are they trying so hard? But the players are down there, we're grown men. Like, he's not better than me. I'm going to show him he's not better than me. So the fact that they win games here and there, even if it's 1 out of 11, doesn't shock me at all.
Yeah, it doesn't shock me either. And another thing, too, is that the Blazers don't have Damian Lillard. They ruled yesterday or the day before that he's going to be out for the remainder of the season. Yeah. And the Spurs go up against them another 2 times for the remainder of the season. So that should help out the Spurs, too, with this
if you're trying to get in. Yeah, well, or if you're trying to get in.
Yeah, if you're trying to get into the playoffs. So, without Damian Lillard, it's a problem.
Spurs look to start tonight. DeJounte Murray at point guard. We believe Devin Vassell will stay in that starting lineup along with Keldon Johnson. Jakob Poeltl, what's his status tonight?
I don't know. We'll have to look into it. Let's talk about it, Blake.
Know yourself.
I was running through the 6 with my walk.
Without big buckets for the rest of the year, it appears that Lonnie has going to stay in that 6th-man role.
Yeah, because Josh Richardson is filled in for McBuckets quite nicely.
So it does appear that Josh will be the ongoing starter, at least by the last game. He had a good one. And Keita Bates-Diop, I do also will play a role in that starting lineup as we go on through.
Yeah, I really like Josh Richardson. He's been really filling in the role nicely in the past 11 games. He has been averaging 25 points and shooting 48% of his 3-pointers. So, wow. I mean, whether or not you like him or not, if you guys are trying to bank on the youth presence, he's going to be making $12.2 million next season. Ooh. And the front office has an option. Do they want to keep him around or do they want to move him around for draft capital? With him performing this way, they can move him around the NBA if they choose to do so, or they can keep him around as one of their sharpshooters for the Spurs. So Josh Richardson is filling in his role really nicely.
I guess it goes both ways, Rob. I guess is the one, do the Spurs want to, do you want to keep one old head around like, hey guys, that's enough McDonald's this week?
Yes.
But then number 2 on the Spurs side, do you want to pay him $12 million?
I think you need an old guy in every room. You need an older big, you need an older forward, you need an older guard.
So you want 3 old.
I want 3 old dudes on my team.
OGs.
I want some, and I want 3. And when I talk about old dudes, I want NBA vets that understand they are getting paid for what goes on 90% of the time off the court.
Right.
They're getting paid
How
for
to be a
practice.
pro. Right.
They're getting paid for demeanor. They're getting paid for the Draymond Greens. Hey man, we're punks. We're getting beat by bad teams. I know it's not me, but let me tell you, I know what winning is, and this ain't it. I think that's what I like those old guys, and Josh Richardson brings a little bit more to the table. The dude is a legitimate NBA starter, so I like him. But there's a lot of guys like him that you can find on a regular basis. Now, the Trailblazers, as we talk about the chase to the middle, let's get to know them.
Know your enemy.
Because we're going to get to see an old friend tonight, Drew Eubanks. Projected starter tonight.
He is over there.
Number 14 will square off against his old team. Also, Zach Collins is going home tonight, too. Maybe they'll guard each other. And halftime, they'll switch jerseys. But we do get a little bit of pepper tonight. We also will see Brandon Williams, Keon Johnson, we do believe, CJ Ellisby if he can get off work, and Justice Winslow, Ricky's boy.
Who are these people that you're naming?
See, this is when we say franchises tank, players don't. Tanking franchises start guys like CJ Ellisby and Brandon Williams.
Who's the youngster that can shoot it? I like him.
Oh, the rest of the Portland Trailblazers squad, the Nasir Little?
I forget his name. Anyways, what you got on Portland, CT?
Okay, so Drew Eubanks is back, which is great to see a familiar face. I did speak to Drew Eubanks after he left. Me and him were talking to each other.
Oh, excuse me, Miss Insider. Do your thing.
You, my friend Drew, Drew and I had a conversation, and he said it was really hard for him to leave the San Antonio Spurs because, he was closer to these people than his own fiance, which is really funny, by the way. Wow. And he said that that he was with them all the time for practices, for weddings. It was really sad to see him go. So I think it's going to be fun for him to see his old friends back, the San Antonio Spurs. So I wish the best for Drew Eubanks. He had 17 points last game against the Pistons. But also, there's this little fun factoid. I don't even think y'all care about it, but Joseph Nurkic, he was fined $40,000 for throwing a fan phone, Indiana Pacers fan's phone. He took it and he threw it. And I think he had every right to throw this fan's phone.
Whoa!
He was fined $40,000.
The guy said, he said something about Nurkic's grandmother who passed away from COVID. So it struck a nerve.
Yeah, Nurkic's mother and his grandmother passed away from COVID. So
the fan knew that.
Right to pick up the phone. Yeah, why would you do that?
The fan knew that and it said something derogatory about his mother and grandmother. So that's why Nurkic threw his phone.
So classic.
He's lucky he didn't get slapped.
Yeah.
They're not a jury in the land that would have convicted him.
I think Dame Lillard should have paid that
You'd
fine
have met
for
the
him.
Nurkic left.
And I was talking about Anthony Simmons.
Oh, Anthony can play.
He can play.
You're not going to see any Anthony Simmons.
Okay.
And the thing is, exactly. He's not going to be in. Pretty much everybody's out right now. But, they play their little hearts out, even though there's nobody there.
Wow.
So
okay.
Damian Lillard's out. Damian Lillard's out for the rest of the season. He's gone. Josh Hart was their
little
backup
hearts
guy.
out.
Yeah. Josh Hart was their backup guy. He's out completely, or he's out now for this game. And now you have Anthony Simmons out. And then, of course, you got players throwing fan phones and stuff like that. They've got a lot to work on, but I don't think that they have a lot of weapons on them to beat the Spurs.
And they don't
do play their hearts out. Even though it's the Pistons and they're last in the Eastern Conference and they only won the last one out of 11 games before the Pistons, they play their hearts out.
We got history with Chauncey Billups as well. That 2005 finals, Spurs blow them out twice, then the Pistons blow us out twice, then Rob goes and saves the day, goes to the game in Detroit, and they win game 5, and then game 6 we plan the parade, and Rasheed Wallace says, wait a minute, damn it. So we got history with Big Shot Billups. But,
speaking of history, I forgot. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Okay, speaking of history, I was going to say if the Blazers win tonight, the Spurs tie the Blazers record overall of, tying the most wins in history. So, they have the exact same record against each other.
Oh,
so the San Antonio Spurs have the most. San Antonio Spurs is the only team in pretty much sports history that has a winning record against their opponents. if they tie the Trailblazers, then they may possibly lose that record.
Wow. That's a nice fun fact.
There's a reason to play right there. Moving on.
Well,
Inside the training room.
Everybody pledge.
Is there something up with Pirtle?
No,
CT?
I don't see him on the list for being out tonight. The Spurs PR didn't release anything in regards to Jakob.
Okay.
Maybe there's something that might come out later today, but as of right now, nothing on Jakob. Which I'm not happy with Jakob, even though everybody else
Why?
is. I think he should have hit both free throws before here. That's why I'm upset.
Damn.
Again, franchises tank, players don't. But he almost did his job. Almost did his job.
Almost.
Carolina Teague under the weather, but in the games. Thanks for stopping by. It is on point. Spurs tonight. Only 2 games this week. We'll see you again on Friday. Thanks for stopping by, Carolina. Feel better.
Thank you, guys. I'm taking my halls and calling it a day.
There you go. Carolina Teague coming in off the bench, playing hurt. Halo.
So the Spurs, the Portland is the last team on the hit list to have a winning record against. Is that how I read that?
I think so.
Okay. It's a pretty good stat to have.
Yeah, that's
a pretty good not is it a Buckeye that they put on the helmets? That's a good Buckeye.
But as we continue to lose, a lot of those records are coming back into balance.
Yeah.
So we're going to be going back and forth with Portland for
You know what? I
some
didn't think
time.
about that. You're right.
We had built a nice little buffer of winning records against franchises, and it's slipping away. Halo is a brand new TV show, and there's another series that's unveiling the bad guy, the heels in wrestling. Some of your entertainment news we're going to hit on. 9 o'clock is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to look forward to Dr. Jason Garrett as we talk injuries on the regular. And at 9:30, we're going to look toward underappreciated athletes. Ash Barty is her name, and you won't get to kick her around anymore on the women's tennis circuit as the number 1 has retired. And before you go, who? That's what I said. We'll be right back. R&R in the Morning continues here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM.
You're never that far away from some football. It's NFL free agency. Teams are dropping Benjamins like it's going out of style, and players are looking to sell their talents. Follow free agency in the NFL draft with San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Wait, aren't these all charitable donations?
At Magda's Tax Prep, every person
I'd rather
counts.
not have to file for an extension.
She needs new auditors to maximize returns on her family time.
On itemized deductions. Hey, can someone help with these 1099s?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our hiring platform instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
How do you make the most of your land? If you ask the Wrens, who run with us on a John Deere mower, they tell you,
I mow first, then I do all the trimming.
but the Hubbards, who work behind the wheel of a John Deere compact tractor, would say,
If it's something you want, just go after it and try it.
Then there's the Mosers, who may mention from the seat of their John Deere Gator UTV.
You can't be all work and not play.
There are millions of ways to make the most of your land. Learn how to make the most of yours at Deere.com. Nothing runs like a Deere.
At the United States Postal Service, we deliver packages fast and affordably so you can give your customers what they want when they need it. We're delivering for one-stop shops, mom and pops, pop-ups, startups, retail, wholesale, large scale, small biz, big box, customers, customizers. So no matter what business you're in, we'll always be delivering for you. USPS, delivering for America. Learn more at USPS.com/delivering.
If you're suffering every day with joint pain, stop and listen. You can get real, lasting relief now with natural biologic treatments at QC Kinetics. Hey, it's James Pledger. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative solutions that can restore and repair damaged tissue with no surgery and no drugs. This is the relief that you've been hoping for your aching hips, knees, shoulders, lower back. The unique protocols at QC Kinetics were created by a physician with years of study in regenerative, restorative medicine. They're treating patients every day in hundreds of clinics nationwide with remarkable success, life-changing results, zero downtime. This is the new, better, smarter, non-surgical, non-invasive way to deal with joint pain. And yes, they're right here, ready to help you now. Make this spring and summer your best ever with no joint pain holding you back. QC Kinetics, locations in Hollywood Park and Westover Hills. Call 210-571-0318 for a free consultation. That's 571-0318.
Hello, Discover here to explain our cash back match. Here's how it works. We give you cash back for using your Discover card on the things you were going to buy anyway. Then we match that cash back in your first year. And that's why we call it Cashback Match. Now to recap and say cashback one more time. We match all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year automatically. Discover. Exceptionally common sense. Learn more at discover.com/match. Limitations apply.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save over $700 on average, and those savings add up. Imagine what you could buy in the future.
Hey, remember how 20 years ago I switched to Progressive? Well, now it's the future, and I used all those savings to buy this new hologram phone. Because, it's the future, and everything is holograms now.
So switch to Progressive and save big, because those savings can add up in the future. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. National annual average insurance savings by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive in 2020. Potential savings will vary.
Hi, this is Joe Reinagle. San Antonio Sports Star Drive to End Hunger is going on now through March 25th. Just go to sasportstar.com to give what you can, or just find drop-off locations. It's all presented by the Institute for Functional Health, Rambler Sparkling Water, Copenhagen Imports, and Airtron. This is Joe Reinagle. Jason Minix and I will get you caught up on the latest news, moves, and more this afternoon, 4 to 7 on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
It's R&R. Going from the east side to the west side. I just knocked Rudy out of his chair. Every now and then I like surprising my co-host.
I'm
he
not
is exiting
even mad.
the building.
You just shocked me.
Every now and then he shocks me with some of the lyrics he knows. I'm like, okay, props, respect in my Rob voice, respect.
It's no surprise.
And he used it properly. That was awesome. Did knock me out of my chair.
Thank you. I'm going to just leave now. I'm going to drop the mic and head home.
Did he knock you out of your mind?
This off the it list, according to Yahoo Entertainment. WWE Evil lifts veil on wrestling's greatest villains.
Wrestling's greatest villains. I wish I was a wrestling guy. I'd be interested. That's an interesting topic. I guess who is Undertaker a villain?
Everybody's gone heel at some point.
That's just it. Every wrestler, every one of them,
are villains.
At one point went to the dark side.
Right.
So, in your memory, and certainly I have a rather limited wrestling experience. It was a long time ago, but I was all in when I was.
Iron Sheik.
Oh, the Iron Sheik was a great villain.
Kabuki.
See, now you're of my era.
Yeah, see, I'm in that era, right.
To me, what he did to Scott Casey one night late in about 1979, I'll never get over.
Jake the Snake Roberts?
Jake, what?
Ooh, well, he put a python on people. That has to be a villain, right?
Right.
Yeah, he was a.
Hacksaw's a good guy.
What was Hacksaw? But
he's a good guy. I don't know.
Of all of the villains,
that's a great question.
Because you'd think the
Wrestling
Undertaker
guys chime in.
Because the Undertaker
Kane
turned good.
Yeah, see, I thought the Undertaker ended up being a good guy,
even though he was a dead. I didn't get that.
Well, there's this infatuation right now with heels. Like the heels are almost propped up in a sense now.
Who are the heels?
The heel is the villain.
Yeah, that's the wrestling term for the bad guy. You're a heel.
Oh God, can we just say villain?
Well, yeah.
Why do we got to change the name?
We got to act like we're in. It's like for people that use the term burner phone.
Well, it's
it
short
just sounds
for
cool.
heel turn.
Sounds like you know what you're doing.
Give me some more villains. I know y'all StreamYarders out there.
Remember when it was a huge deal when Hulk Hogan, the epitome of every good guy in America, he was the American way. He turned heel in WCW.
I like the way when Hulk went heel, went bad, he dyed his beard.
Yeah, it was white.
It was like when.
Or no, it was black. It was white hair with the black beard.
When Garth Brooks decided to come out with a record with he dyed his hair.
He had the soul patch.
Yeah, he went to, what was this, Chris Gaines or something like
Chris
that?
Gaines.
He went
Chris
heel.
Gaines.
When the Hulkamaniacs started wearing the dark beard, they went heel. That wasn't me. That was the bad Hulk.
Ultimate Warrior's good guy.
Yeah, he was a good guy.
He's a good guy.
I can only think what about like the Freebirds? Were the Freebirds the ultimate?
The Road Warriors.
Road Warriors were pretty bad. That was a good one.
Now, Stone Cold and The Rock hated each other, but neither was a bad guy.
Yeah, they were anti-heroes. You know, good bad guys, bad good guys. Triple H.
Was the gentleman who just passed away.
Razor Ramon.
What was he?
Oh, he was a villain.
Yokozuna.
Was he a bad guy?
Razor Ramon was the heel.
Okay.
What was that little? I'll give you the ultimate heel.
Okay.
And he wasn't even a wrestler. What was the manager dude? Little Jimmy.
The Rock turned heel for a little bit.
You know who I'm talking about? That
Gene
guy.
Okerlund. No,
Gene Okerlund, but he was kind of but there was one of those like fake managers that was always like a wrestling character, but wasn't a wrestler.
Yeah.
Oh, Jimmy the Mouth of the South.
That guy.
That
guy was the ultimate heel because I literally wanted to punch him in the face.
Rick Rude.
By the very name.
Ravishing Rick Rude.
The Von Erichs were good guys, right?
They were good guys, but their dad, Fritz, was the master of the claw. And any older brother who had not inflicted the
iron claw
onto their younger brother really didn't raise their younger brother right.
Well, remember, also, The Rock turned heel for a little while.
Yeah, well, I don't even count Rock as a wrestler anymore.
That's how he got his start.
What happened to Von Erichs? They all like committed suicide.
Well, they died in bizarre, strange ways.
The Four Horsemen. That's a solid villain. I refuse to say heel. Solid villains in the Four Horsemen.
Oh, they wore the football pads with the spikes.
I said the Road Warriors.
Yeah.
That was quintessential Atlanta wrestling. The Road Warriors. We've gone down memory lane. I bet every one of those guys is dead. When we get back in the 9 o'clock hour at 9:30, this is going to be an interesting conversation because we heard the news that the number one tennis player in the world for the last 2 years, so we've been told, her name was Ashley Barty, has retired.
Mm-hmm.
When I heard that, I didn't have any idea who she was. It's kind of embarrassing for a sports talk radio host to say just that, but the fact remains, I didn't know who she was, and obviously she's really good. She's won 3 Grand Slams. What other underappreciated athletes are out there that we should know about before they actually retire? Who's the most underappreciated athlete in the United States? I'll throw one out as we head to break. Giannis.
Giannis, to me, feels a lot like Timmy, where he gets his just, but he's forgotten about sometimes.
We should be talking a lot more about him. See what he did last night, 25-17, and that was just off of a nice little break. We'll talk NBA for sure in the 9 o'clock. Dr. Jason Garrett's just around the corner, and your headlines. Hold on tight. We're not going nowhere. You shouldn't either. You're on San Antonio's Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM.
It's the sweetest round in basketball.
Oh, big one!
16 teams fighting for the chance to become elite.
What a feed! A tasty dish inside.
The men's NCAA basketball tournament.
You can feel the madness!
After a handful of upsets and some buzzer beaters, we've landed here. The Sweet 16, the Elite 8, the Final 4, the National Championship game. Who will be crowned the NCAA champions? Grab your bracket and keep up with San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Working from home, you realize you don't have enough outlets or USB ports. Hill Electric can fix that for you. For over 3 decades, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. From adding an outlet, fixing that fuse that always blows, or that flickering light, Hill Electric has the right service at the right price, and there is never a service charge and always free estimates. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074. Or go to hill-electric.com.
Before you fire up that grill, you know you need to get into Tri-County Meat Market. Hi, Jay Semenix here. Tri-County Meat Market is locally owned and full service. They have everything you need: beef, chicken, pork, fajitas, poppers, and more. They have great weekly specials, and of course, they're Pick 5 for $25. Tri-County Meat Market offers a 10% discount for military and first responders. They have 2 great locations on Ralph Fair Road and on Heavener. Check out their website. That's tricountymeat.com.
Dave Ramsey here. The only water softener I recommend is a quality water softener from Connecticut. It really is the last water softener you'll ever own.
ConnecticutSA.com.
And tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
Mother's Window Tint, your car stereo, and auto security headquarters has discounts piled to the ceiling. That's right, every store, Austin and San Antonio, and especially the Bandera Road store in San Antonio has discounts on everything. Car stereos, car alarms, and especially the window tint you want. Dark, dark, dark window tint. Also, make your car go thump, 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 mother thump with new subwoofers and an amplifier. That's right. We can even hook it up to your existing factory car stereo. Get to Mother's Window Tint today. Check us out online at motherswindowtint.com or give us a like and a follow on Facebook. Tell your friends. Come on in. We've got those discounts stacked to the ceiling at Mother's Window Tint. Remember, do it at Mother's and save.
Honda is calling all explorers to check out the Pioneer 1000 side-by-side lineup. Each model sports a best-in-class 999cc engine, Honda's exclusive automatic dual-clutch transmission, plus a massive towing capacity, stellar handling, and legendary build quality. Start your adventure at pioneer.honda.com and discover which model is right for you. For your safety, read the owner's manual, wear protection, always wear a seatbelt, and keep side nets and doors closed. Side-by-sides are for drivers 16 years of age and older.
Do you want the best for your car? Then fill up with premium at Circle K. Circle K Premium is our best fuel with double the cleaning detergent, protecting your engine from corrosion and damage so it can work at its best. And that, my friend, increases your mileage for more cha-ching in your pocket. Plus, when you fill up with premium at Circle K, you can save up to 20 cents per gallon. Offer valid Thursdays or Fridays at participating stores. For details, visit CircleK.com. Circle K. How convenient.
Texas Cheer Liquor, your one-stop shop for beer, liquor, wine, and cigars. Follow them on Facebook to keep up with specials and tastings. 4 locations, 2 on Petranco, 1 past 211, 1 at 90 in Montgomery, and the all-new Texas Cheer Liquor next to Walmart Palo Alto Road, Suite 101.
Dell's semi-annual sale is the perfect opportunity for a significant business upgrade. Save up to 45% on Dell computers with Windows 11 Pro and get an easy start to your workday. Plus, enjoy special pricing on Dell docks, monitors, servers, and more, all with easy financing options through Dell Financial Services. Speak to a Dell Technologies advisor today to find the right tech for your business with fast, free shipping. Call 877-ASK-DELL. Again, that's 877-ASK-DELL.
Hey, it's Deion Sanders. They call me Coach Prime now. You already know Walmart is your one-stop shop for all those game day essentials. Now, Walmart and Gillette Labs are teaming up to take your game day to the next level. You got to swing by the shave aisle to snag the new Gillette Labs razor and get that W, man.
The new Gillette Labs with exfoliating bar for a shave as quick and easy as washing your face.
Start your March with a bang. Right now, FanDuel Sportsbook is giving new customers a $150 instant bonus guaranteed. That's right. You'll get $150 in bonus site credit, and all you have to do is place your first bet of $5 or more. Join FanDuel today with promo code PLAY. That's promo code PLAY on the FanDuel Sportsbook app.
21 plus and present in Arizona, Colorado, Connecticut, Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Louisiana, permitted parishes only. Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia, Wyoming, or West Virginia. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable site credit that expires 14 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit fanduel.com/RG in Colorado, Iowa, Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Illinois, and Virginia. 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342 in Arizona. 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. 1-800-9-WITH-IT in Indiana. 1-877-770-STOP in Louisiana. 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369 in New York. Tennessee Redline 1-800-889-9789, 1-800-522-4700 in Wyoming, or visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net in West Virginia.
Live, local, loud. KZDC, San Antonio Sports Star. ESPN, AM 1250 and 103.3 FM. Rob Thompson, Rudy J. R&R in the morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning.
If you're just getting up, you lucky devil, it's a 9:07 in the blessed AM. Here's Rudy J. I'm Rob Thompson. Congratulations. You made it. Dr. Jason Garrett of Airrosti is going to join us in just a couple of minutes as we get you updated on all the injuries and how you get better from those daily aches and pains. It's always a pleasure to speak with Dr. Garrett because I feel like after I talk with him, I'm better looking. It just kind of rubs off on me.
And smarter.
Because that's Dr. Garrett. He'll be here in just a couple minutes. But first, all the headlines that are suitable for kids, we put those away. Now it's the adult headlines. The 411.
The kids are at school, right?
In the 210.
Here's the 411 in the 210. Headline 2.
We'll start off these headlines, which, as you see, will have a theme that carries north of the border as Pascal Siakam tells the Raptors to stop complaining about the refs and run back on defense, saying, quote, just let it go.
That's what your leader's supposed to do.
Pascal Siakam, you know, the fortunes, every time I hear his name.
They have a smart GM. They were like, no, Pop, you can't fool me. You can't have him. We love Kawhi.
We were so close. We were so close to having Pascal instead of DeMar. And I love you, DeMar. You know, it's funny. Every time we bring up DeMar, we always got to say, no, we love you. But we understand.
Right. That just goes to show that's disrespect is following.
Absolutely.
I love you, but
we know what the real prize of that trade could have been and where the Spurs could have been. That it could have grabbed them a Siakam.
Yeah, I think they would have paid him big money to stick around.
Yes, he would have been. He would have been the bell cow. All right, every team needs a guy like that, and Pascal proved to be exactly what we thought he was even 5 years ago. Moving on.
Headline 1.
Third baseman Matt Chapman and the Toronto Blue Jays are in agreement on a 2-year, $25 million contract extension, basically buying out the final 2 years of his arbitration, as Toronto acquired Chapman at the trade deadline from the Oakland A's, sending 4 minor league prospects to the A's in exchange for the 3-time Gold Glove winner.
Sure. Baseball, when you started talking about Chapman, I don't know this cat, honestly. I know he's good. But I can't get over the new rule changes that are now in play. And there's the Shohei Ohtani rule now.
I love it.
The special papal dispensation that only applies to one player in the entire league. You know, now the DH is everywhere.
Yeah, how does this work? What's the unwritten Ohtani rule?
So DH basically was to hide your pitch, right?
Right.
Well, you got a Shohei. You don't need to hide your pitch. So if at some point during a game now that Shohei is pitching, if you yank him, he can still bat.
That is his rule.
That is the Ohtani rule.
That is the Ohtani rule. Why did they just call it that?
They should, and I think Shohei would be all for it. Moving on.
Headline 0.
And in our final north of the border headline, the Toronto Maple Leafs.
What the heck? Did you do this on purpose?
Are going to wear Justin Bieber designed third jerseys. As you'll see, I've included a picture as the Toronto Maple Leafs are designing a Justin Bieber alternate jersey to wear in tonight's game against the New Jersey Devils, which is an NHL first. It's a reversible sweater. It's the first ever in North American sports.
P. Diddy did a jersey for the Mavericks. I want to say Drake did something for the Raptors.
P. Diddy did Mavericks jerseys? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he helped with the Maverick jerseys some time back. This isn't anything new. You know, you get these guys from pop culture to come in and it brings in, you know, the fans get interested and you sell more jerseys because the Biebs did it.
That would be awesome.
What's that?
I would love to design a jersey.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Let me get to work. I'll put together you guys a uni. You will look good. You'll look as
I
good.
I didn't take you for the designer, Rob.
Any AAU 6th grade travel squad has ever looked. I could put you in some neon, the likes of which people need shades when you walk in.
But I don't know about this black and yellow one.
No, it's awful.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, you like it?
I love this. This is fire.
I like the blue and
Remember,
black.
it's reversible. That's the inside.
Oh, got you.
So what, do you switch it at halftime?
If you want. But this is the thing. It's for the consumer. Now the consumer's buying 2 for 1.
I like the fact that Justin Bieber put a little grinning maple leaf.
Does he claim Canada?
Oh, yeah.
He's never there.
Well, they can have him. I can tell you
Well,
that.
I love Biebs.
Okay.
I love the Biebs, man. I mean, you know, what's your beef with the Biebs?
I got no beef with the Biebs.
Well, if you want to trade him, you got beef with them.
I'm just saying I can take him or leave him.
So-
he can perform in Canada.
Who would you trade him for?
I will. Okay, there you
What
go.
Canadian do you want in return for Biebs?
I want who's that hot country singer that isn't around anymore?
Shanae?
Yeah, I'll take her. You can have the Beavers for Shania Twain to be named later. Isn't Jewel a no, I don't know. Loverboy.
You'll take oh hell yeah, I'll take Drake.
Well, yeah, Drake goes without saying.
Oh. I thought that's what you meant because that was his
No,
last album.
Loverboy, the band Loverboy.
Oh,
from 40 years ago.
Drake's last album was called Certified Lover Boy, so I thought you were talking about Drake.
These Canadians got love in their heart. Moving on.
That's
and
the
Tabasco in
411
their
and the
pockets.
210.
I forgot it.
Love in the heart and Tabasco in the con.
Pledge, you're single. You keep your hot sauce with you? So no little pledge pops up?
Extra hot.
That was awesome. Those were that was your
You're a celebrity. You don't want no little pledge popping up on you.
Go extra hot. Dr. Jason Garrett is imminent. In fact, he's here. That's the place started smelling like cinnamon. Let's get your updates going. We'd like to welcome aboard for his name is Dr. Jason Garrett. He is of Airrosti, and he is with us now. Doc, welcome aboard. How's your day going?
It's good. It started off a little weird on this call when I first came on and you said, "Hey, lover boy." And I was like, what?
Well,
that's how we bring in our preferred guests.
Yeah. We like you, but not that much, Doc.
No.
That was a weird, sometimes you come in on the tail end of the conversation.
When you walk into a conversation, you go, I either need to hear the beginning of this or I need to leave because this situation I'm uncomfortable with. Now, let's dive right into it, Dr. Garrett.
Doc, the draft's coming up in April. If a guy tore his Achilles yesterday, he's supposed to be a high first-round pick. Would you still take him? Would you still take him in April?
I would not. I would let him fall a long ways down and let him work his way back up.
Wow.
I mean, there's a lot of great, Kevin Durant, people like that come back real well from an Achilles tear, but he's an anomaly. It's not, you don't normally come back and still be the scoring leader in the NBA after an Achilles tear. And someone being drafted, you're already taking someone on a busted wheel, so I wouldn't give that guy a time. And they probably will, but if I was the guy making the decision, I would go the next guy up.
We saw, we're talking about a defensive lineman coming out of Michigan named David Ojabo, who in the pro day blew his Achilles tendon. And the closest kind of comparison for us in recent times was running back Cam Akers with the Rams. He pulled his Achilles in the summer, made it back for the playoffs, and actually kind of made of a deal. Doc, there was a time where when you blew your Achilles, that was it. There was no coming back. That was the end of your career. They could not find a way to rehab you back. And now we're getting closer to that. Is it just that locale and that injury? You will never be 100% after that, where we can get close with knees and ankles. Is the Achilles tendon the last of those injuries that it's just about impossible to come back from 100%?
Well, medical technology is getting better and better, but it's a tendon that can hold up to 1,000 pounds of strain. And once you blow that, it's just never quite the same. You can't put it back together and get it back to where it was before. It does have a lifespan on it. So even if you do get back to 90%-ish, your long-term, potential is going to be diminished considerably. And it's a big injury. And right now, the crazy thing is, with or without surgery, the outcomes are about the same. So if you blow, like one of us right now blows our Achilles tendon and you go see a foot and ankle specialist and they're like, yeah, we can do surgery or we cannot do surgery, your outcome is about the same in 6 months. What would you choose? Now, from an aesthetic standpoint, putting it back together, it's going to look better, but the actual rehab and recovery is about the same. They usually still are going to do it for professional athletes because I think the potential of a little bit more springiness is better with surgery. But for the average person like us, and the odds are it's actually more risky to get surgery because you have potential infections from the surgery than it is not to. So it's really crazy. That's been the last year or two, the new research that's come out.
It literally just blew my mind. So if I don't have insurance, Doc, you just say, hey, just let it heal on its own.
Here's a cane.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
It's crazy. It'll heal pretty well. And you'll be just as functional as you would have if you had surgery.
Absolutely interesting. Dr. Jason Garrett of Airrosti joining us. And it does seem like the Achilles is the last frontier, but
yeah. Talk to me about ab injuries, Doc. Dame Lillard's been down all year. He messed up his abs in the summer during the Olympics, and it just never got right. Is that one of those tricky muscles like the calf? I know we talked about calves earlier this season. Talk to me about strained abdominals or abdominal injuries where you would have to have surgery and it just takes forever to get right?
Yeah, so the abs what can happen is it's almost like a hernia where you can have tissue from the inside protruding through. You get what's called diastasis recti. And so if you look at all your abs, if you have real lean abs and you see each one of those little bricks, as I look down right now, you guys probably see your brick abs.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
No.
But there's a line of fascia between them that separates them. It gives you that six-pack appearance. If you rupture that, actually the muscle kind of comes through there, and then it's very hard to get it strengthened back down. So sometimes it actually requires surgery where they tie it back together, and that's not a quick fix. It's going to take a while for it to come back, and there's going to be some scar tissue and some limitation in the overall strength and function of that. So, yeah, an ab injury it's a weird one. It's pretty rare, especially for NBA athletes. You don't see that very often. It's usually more, people that are in competitive weightlifting and things where they're putting maximal strain on their abs.
Sounds like hernia surgery.
That's pretty much what he said.
Yeah. Similar.
When you're dealing with those kind of surgeries, what are you getting in there? Just kind of sewing up the muscle fiber? What exactly is involved there?
Yeah, exactly. Depending on how big the injury, they can put an artificial mesh, like a kind of a little fake connective tissue that your muscles will bind to and it'll eventually dissolve. Or they can just put dissolvable sutures in there to pull the muscle back together. The problem is if you rehab it too soon, it's going to rip back open. But if you don't rehab it properly, it's never going to be as strong. And so it's not a commonly rehab thing. So there's still a lot of figuring out, a lot of quote unquote medical practice on how to rehab it properly.
That's why I can't, work my abs. That's my excuse. I got to let the injury heal.
But
I had this injury back in '84. It's still lingering.
It's important though, Doc, because especially for a pro athlete, because the type of training they do, like off the court, as far as weightlifting, everything involves you making sure your core is tight, whether it's deads, shoulder presses, whatever. So this is a pretty big deal for Damian Lillard. And I guess when you talk about making sure you wait the right amount of time to heal properly, I guess that's why they set him out for the rest of the season.
Dr. Garrett joins us weekly as we talk injuries and rehab. And so much as we talk rehab is post-surgery and post-recovery. And Airrosti plays a huge role in that for a lot of folks. And when we look at what Zion Williamson is going through, a videotape surfaced yesterday. Listen to me. A TikTok footage of him dunking. This is on the heels of the announcement from the Pelicans that his return to play had hit a hiccup, a snag in his broken foot's recovery. And then we see a video of him dunking. Talk about coming back from a broken foot and what the rehab process is involved, both mentally and physically.
Well, depending where the fracture is. So there's parts of the foot that if you do break it, like when you kind of sprain your ankle, the outside of your foot bone, if you break that, it has very poor blood supply. A lot of times it needs surgery to put it back together to heal faster. Or if it's just a regular stress fracture for breaking your foot, both those things take usually 6 to 8 weeks before it's fully healed. And during that time, you're doing some weight bearing, some conditioning. But once it's fully healed, then you've got to really strengthen yourself back up, because the odds of it being damaged again, or you pulling something else because you haven't been on that foot for a while, and now you've got a ton of muscle imbalances because you've been putting all the weight on one side. You got to actively make sure you've rehabbed both sides equally to make sure you don't create a new injury. The foot, as you know, with big guys, big heavy guys, and Zion being, somewhere around 300 pounds, he's a phenomenal athlete. I've never seen anything that big, move that fast, jump that high. But with that comes, there's a consequence. Your body can't handle that type of stress. You can't be that explosive. I think I saw a picture once of him stealing a basketball, and as he grabbed the ball, the entire ball sunk in because his hand strength was so strong. I mean, he's incredible, but the human body, bones have limitations, and he's definitely tested his limitations. He needs to lose about 30, 40 pounds if he really wants to be a force in the NBA.
You ever heard of a left big toe hyperextension? Gary Trent Jr., he hyperextended. How do you hyperextend your big toe, Doc?
Yikes.
So that's when you plant it too hard and you put force straight into the ground. A lot of times this is what turns into a turf toe. The toe bends backwards, and that first toe becomes arthritic and inflamed. It's what took Deion Sanders out. Deion Sanders was a phenomenal athlete, incredibly fast. Turf toe is what took him out. So it's something very serious to be taken seriously, and make sure you don't come back too quickly. Make sure you don't get a bunch of steroid shots in there, which will make it feel better, make you come back too fast, but ultimately degenerate the joint.
You brought up Deion Sanders. He doesn't have his big toe and his middle toe anymore.
That's a long term because of this.
How important is your big toe and your middle toe?
I would
No,
say
I'm saying, like,
moderately.
can I walk? Can I still walk? Can I go, like, seriously?
Yeah, you can walk. You can get orthotics in your shoes that'll kind of mimic that.
Oh, okay.
But as far as being athletic, you cannot be really athletic, fast, and cut and run and jump without having your big toe. It's where you put all the force, it's all the explosiveness and sprinting. But yeah, it's a very debilitating condition for anybody.
You know, you brought up turf toe, and of all the maladies that every athlete deals with, that you're informed, or they tell he's dealing with this. Turf toe is not an appropriate term for the agony that it is. It's like the flu isn't a scary enough name for the disease itself. If you knew how bad the flu was, if you've truly had it, you'd get a shot. And I think when people hear turf toe, I don't think the severity of the injury doesn't come across. Turf toe doesn't sound bad, but literally it is debilitating.
Yeah, and there's a reason for that. So if you look at brain mapping, the way the brain represents different parts of the body, it's called the homunculus. So if you Google that, you'll see a depiction of how big the feet and big the hands are in representation of how much pain sensors there are. And so the foot and hands have a tremendous amount of pain sensation. The hands you can get away with because you're not walking on them. With a big toe, there's nothing you can do to get away from that. It's exquisitely painful if you have a significant injury in your big toe.
I've been through myriads of knee surgeries and rehabs. The most painful thing I've ever had was a broken rib or a turf toe.
What's coming up next, Doc? What do you got coming up? You got any CrossFit games? And what cool events you doing coming up here soon?
Nothing major coming up.
Okay.
I just got back from Nashville last week. I was in Boulder a couple times and Columbus before that. But right now I'm on a little travel hiatus, just sticking around here for a bit before we start heading out for the summer stuff.
Oh, he's back for Fiesta. He'll be gone when Fiesta's done. He is Dr. Jason Garrett of Airrosti. He joins us every Wednesday. It's a pleasure, Doc. Take care of yourself. We'll talk to you next.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks. Dr. Jason Garrett of Airrosti. He is the trainer, rehab specialist for the CrossFit games.
Yes.
I mean, they fly him all over the country to take care of that. That's the quality of Airrosti, and that's the quality of Dr. Jason.
It's a big deal.
It is a huge deal. I mean, it's always a pleasure to keep up with Doc Garrett. Coming back, I want to talk underappreciated athletes. You know, we took care of the most underappreciated athlete in history, and I'll stand by that in Tim Duncan. That there's the
history.
In history, the greatest at a position is still left out of conversations unless the true players are there, because he stayed in San Antonio. Giannis is running into that, not to the extreme, because of the social media world. The number one player in women's tennis retired last night, and I didn't even recognize her. Who's the best American soccer player? Should they be appreciated more? Let's talk about underappreciated athletes and your nominations for those that need to be talked about that we don't even hear about until they retire. Sue Bird's coming to mind. Hold on tight, more coming. You're on R&R in the morning, and this is San Antonio Sports Star. You're on ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM. I want to talk to you really quickly about Tri-County Meat Market. They curate the finest beef, chicken, and pork you're going to find anywhere in San Antonio. They're well above just a butcher shop. 2 locations in San Antonio. I want you to go try out either one of them. Huebner Road, it's on the east side of Huebner. Easy to get to, beautiful location. If you want to take a nice little drive outside of 1604, it's easy to get to their location out on Ralph Fair Road. Tri-County Meat Market, they offer great specials every week. That goes without saying. But one of the things I want to make sure you're aware of is that if you're a first responder, you're an active duty military type, or you're cop, fireman, there's 10% off all the time. They're going back with the daylight savings time. Longer hours are in play. Monday through Saturday, they're open from 10 to 7. And Sundays, they'll be open from 10 till 6. You get more sunlight. You get more grilling time. That's why you head over to Tri-County Meat Markets, both locations. A couple weeks back, they had a big special on ribeyes. I banked a couple of those. I'll be grilling some of those this weekend. Make sure you go every week. There are always specials in play. Jason Minix will have them for you today, this afternoon. And also on Thursday nights at 6 o'clock, we give away a $50 gift card to those that have put something on the grill and took a nice picture of it. You walk away with a $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market. We want to introduce you to the best meat purveyor in San Antonio. You're looking for advice, they've got it. You're looking for rubs, of course, they've got a great bunch of rubs. You're looking for something new and unique, you need something cut special, of course they're going to do that as well. They prepare meats like nobody's business in there. If you want something made like fajitas, both beef and chicken, they've got them already pre-spiced. They're perfect. The stuffed chicken breasts, they go without saying. We talk about them all the time. Check the frozen area. Great Cajun stuff coming out of Louisiana, that Acadiana style. They've got that as well. And the 5 for $25 is worth going every week on its own. 5 different items. You fill a bag, $25. That includes your meats, your produce, your canned goods. It's enough for a couple of meals. You cannot beat it. Tri-County Meat Market, they're my meat market. They should be yours. 2 locations. Head to either. Get the great deals. And when you put it on the grill and it smells so good and looks even better, I want you to think of me and thank me later.
Sports Center is brought to you by Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds. Available at H-E-B.
In the NFL, the Dallas Cowboys are bringing back Pro Bowl punter Brian Angerer, re-signing him to a 3-year, $9 million deal. According to a report by the Dallas Morning News, the Cowboys are unlikely to sign linebacker Bobby Wagner, as he and the team's talks have reportedly had no momentum. In the NBA, the San Antonio Spurs return to action against the Portland Trailblazers, as the Spurs sit just 2 games back of the 10th seed in the West for the play-in tournament. Tip is set for 9 p.m. In the NIT, the Texas A&M Aggies look to punch their ticket to New York as they take on Wake Forest in the quarterfinals of the NIT tonight at 6. That game will be televised on ESPN2. The Major League Baseball spring training action, Astros fell to the New York Mets 2-0, and the Rangers beat the Arizona Diamondbacks 4-1. For San Antonio Sports Star, I'm Rudy J.
Research shows that people remember radio ads with a booming voice that emphasizes all the main points. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual Insurance Company customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need.
That part is super important.
Here's one with a booming voice.
I'm emphasizing everything.
Liberty Mutual customizes your home insurance.
Like a page with every word highlighted.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Wait, aren't these all charitable donations?
At Magda's Tax Prep, every person
I'd rather
counts.
not have to file for an extension.
She needs new auditors to maximize returns on her family time.
On itemized deductions. Hey, can someone help with these 1099s?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our hiring platform instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Get help managing your money for the life and years ahead. With Fidelity Income Planning, we'll look at what you've saved, what you'll need, and build a straightforward plan to generate income, even when you're not working. A plan that gives you the chance to grow your savings and create cash flow that lasts. Plus, you can start, stop, or adjust your plan at any time without the unnecessary fees. Talk to us today so we can help you go from saving to living. Fidelity Brokerage Services, member NYSE SIPC.
In a world where a single touch can threaten the surfaces of your home, there's Microban 24. Just one spray fights bacteria all day.
Bacteria incoming. Shields up, defenders.
When used as directed, Microban 24 sanitizing spray forms a defensive shield that keeps killing 99.9% of bacteria for up to 24 hours. Touch after touch.
Threat eliminated.
Microban 24. Don't just sanitize it, Microban it. Now spraying in a store near you.
Taste of the Northside is back and at a new location. Join us Thursday, April 7th from 6:30 to 11:30 at the Dominion Country Club, hosted by Brighton Center and presented by HEB. This Fiesta event for foodies is one inclusive ticket price that includes parking, entry, live entertainment, and unlimited food tastings for $125. Purchase tickets at tasteofthenorthside.org. Proceeds benefit Brighton Center, providing an educational and developmental foundation for children with disabilities and delays.
Here in Texas, the heat is relentless. The storms are serious. The hail is insane. Texas weather doesn't do anything halfway, and neither should your roofer. Hi, I'm Joe Reinagle. You know, your roof protects your home and your family. So whether you need a simple repair or a roof replacement, metal or composition, you need a roofer you can trust. That's Stevens Roofing. They're reputable, reliable, and have always been your local roofer. Call Stevens Roofing today for a free estimate, 210-785-0994, or go online at stevensroofing.net.
This is R&R in the Morning on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
It's not a hot take, but I firmly believe that Tim Duncan is the most underappreciated great athlete the last 40 years. Greatness personified, but often forgot about. You look at what appreciation means. It means dollars, I think, for the most part.
While I don't think you are wrong, I also feel like because we're here, we feel that.
Oh, certainly. And we are on the inside looking out. But it goes without any hesitation that if you come to San Antonio, your Q rating, your people thinking of you drops. Look at what happened to DeMar DeRozan. He went from an all-star to not even one of the top 100 players in the league. Just from changing his zip code.
Right. Yes. Shout out to Art. Got you, Art. Niosa Art. If we do, we're going to get that pass. Rob, I'm going to go here, and it's going to sound weird because of who he is and because we do talk about him. But when we talk about GOATs right now, we say LeBron Jordan. That's been the argument on every talk show, every radio show, TV, podcast. Yet we leave out Kareem.
Yep.
So I tend to think Kareem is underappreciated. For what he did at UCLA, going 88-1, 6 rings, 6 MVPs. I do feel like the most unstoppable shot of all time. We don't spend enough time talking about the greatness of Kareem. So I feel like when we're talking about American athletes that are underappreciated, we have to throw Kareem in there.
You're right. I don't consider him. We just kind of all, whenever we talk about the GOATs, we go, no, well, of course there's Kareem.
Yeah, we throw that in there like a passerby. Like, well, yeah, Kareem, he did his thing, but, it's still Jordan. But no, then you got the other guy across the barbershop. No, it's LeBron because blah, blah, blah. It's LeBron and Jordan. Kareem is underappreciated for sure.
What about during his career? But was it because he won in Milwaukee and no one noticed? He got traded to the Lakers and was really not much until Magic arrived.
I think he's a little surly.
Well,
I think that has to do. I think that has a lot to do with it.
But I think that he is worthy of the Mount Rushmore of underappreciated.
Yeah, because of steroids, Barry Bonds is underappreciated. Because we don't. It's like, oh, he used steroids.
I don't know about that one.
You don't. You think we recognize Bonds as the baddest man to walk the planet in a baseball uniform?
No, we don't. No, you're right.
I don't know. Maybe I'm reaching on that one.
Well, I think that because we elevate those sports that we pay closest attention to, and we also elevate champions above those that weren't.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Giannis has all those, so did Tim. And I look at what Giannis is and the fact that last night he came back, had 27 and 15 after disappearing for a while. He's on the best team in basketball, and he doesn't even get a highlight.
No,
you know what I mean? We're watching,
right.
we're watching guys sitting on the bench. We're watching the mayor of New York talking about guys that can't play. Meanwhile, Giannis is out there doing everything on the best team in the world and is a 3-time MVP. And he's not even in the MVP conversation. We're not even bringing up Giannis. We're talking about Joel Embiid. Is he the MVP?
We'd rather watch the Lakers lose than talk about Giannis winning.
And that's a product of, appreciation. So
right.
I hear that the women's tennis number one player for the last 2 years, a girl's name that I quite frankly had never uttered before, Ash Birdie, retired. And I thought underappreciated. Who else out there should I be appreciating?
Ken Griffey Jr. is underappreciated because he doesn't hold the record, because he didn't get a ring. I don't think we give Ken Griffey enough flowers. He gets his flowers, but we're talking about underappreciated. We're not talking about disrespected. Disrespected and underappreciated. Like Ken gets his props here and there,
but is left out of the.
Does he get his just due? Does he get his full bouquet?
I know when he was coming up, his first 5 years, everybody wanted to swing like Ken Griffey. Sweetest swing I ever saw, man.
Ever.
We all wanted that swing.
So maybe he does get his flowers.
Well, no, but he is not part of the popular lexicon when we talk great baseball players. I think that he does. His name certainly carries weight because that name was a part of 40 years of baseball between him and his dad. But I will put that up there. And I think how much of it is market and how much of it is sport? Like I asked Rudy, you're a soccer guy, and we'll have Katie on tomorrow as we prepare for the Mexican unfriendly. Who's the greatest? Should I be appreciating an American soccer player that I'm not hearing anything about?
Pulisic is underappreciated.
Christian Pulisic. Why is he underappreciated?
Because he's a star for Chelsea. That's unheard of for an American soccer player. Like, he's not just on that team. You know what I mean? He's not just a guy that plays for Chelsea. Like, he's a star on that team at Chelsea. He was a star in the Bundesliga. Is that how you say it? However you say it.
I like the way you said it.
Bundesliga.
So he was a star over there. He's still has 10 years left in the USA career, and he's already the best player that we've ever seen walk the face of the earth and wear a USA jersey. Chelsea, in the most popular sport in the world, is an American.
Never even thought of it.
Way underappreciated because we don't care about soccer here. And I get that. Like, I'm not here to argue about it with anybody. I'm not here to change anyone's mind. If you hate soccer, you hate soccer, you hate soccer. But I'm saying is the most popular sport in the world, and one of our guys plays for one of the biggest teams in the world in Chelsea, and he's a stud. Very underappreciated is Christian Pulisic.
Going into last summer, I felt like Simone Biles was the most underappreciated American athlete and maybe the greatest living American athlete, period.
Yeah. Simone Biles?
Yes.
Ooh.
Now, I'm not sure I still feel that way.
Do you think she's underappreciated?
I don't think that's the case anymore.
But you know what? It's tough with them because we don't know where to find gymnastics if it's not the Olympics.
Oh, true that.
But when she's on, are you making it a point to get to your television?
Yes.
Okay.
And I felt like that way during the Olympics. And I think some of the, the anxiety part of that, I think took a little bit of shine off the apple. But I do think that when we talk Simone Biles, people all kind of universally acknowledge her. We all give her the due as much as any gymnast will ever get. I think. Anybody else kind of, what about Walter Payton? Did he get his flowers? Did we give
Sweetness,
him?
I think we give Sweetness his.
Okay.
And I'm a Bears fan. If he was underappreciated, I'd tell you. I think Barry gets his flowers. I think Walter, for whatever reason, I think all the running backs, like while we debate, was it Emmett? Is it Barry? I think we give them all their flowers.
Anybody else floating around out there that you greatly admire that we just don't talk about enough, that hasn't gotten hadn't gotten the credit for what they've done and the success that they've achieved? Because I don't want to have another Ash Barty retire and go, who? What?
No.
We're pretty good at finding them, right?
Yeah. There's probably a few golfers.
That was going to be my next question.
There's probably a few golfers that we leave out because they're not Tiger. Like, I think Phil has done a great job of being an ambassador for the sport. Like, we don't really care about anybody but Tiger. Like, well, you don't have 83 victories and you don't have 15 majors.
Hunter Hitch, Lewis Hamilton. I don't think that Americans acknowledge the fact that the greatest race car driver of all time is alive and well, living and driving a Mercedes out of Britain. I'll put that out there. Warren Moon might be one as I look at his pseudo NFT to my left. You're right.
Warren probably doesn't get his flowers.
He's a football player's football player. I think football players give him the respect, but I think football fan, he gets lost in the losing and forgotten about with all the yards and all that he did and the fight that he fought coming out of Washington and being an NFL quarterback.
The San Diego Padre,
Tony Gwynn.
Tony in the home run. We're a home run society.
Mr. 400.
I don't know if we give Tony. I mean, in his batting average versus his Glavine, Smoltz, and those guys. I don't think we've given Tony his flowers, or have we?
Rest in power, Tony Gwynn, and that might be some of it that we lost him way too soon. But I will agree with you that Tony Gwynn is one of those guys that when we talk greatness in baseball, especially for the passing fan, is not brought up enough.
Right. No, we're not talking Danny White without talking Tony Romo.
Sorry, I don't think Danny White's gotten everything he deserves.
Wow.
Agreed.
Never has a man benefited by circumstance more than Danny White.
Wow.
Well, I mean, he was a placeholder and didn't do anything. I mean, you lost the big games. I don't want to. I mean, he did everything he could. but I don't put him as underappreciated by any stretch. Any basketball types come to mind? No. Any NFL types that
coaches? What about coaches? I think because
Eric Spoelstra is probably the most underappreciated coach in all of basketball.
I think that is a valid point.
You know what, man? Pledge, I don't remember who it was. I think it was you. I don't know if it was you and him. And look, I like Spoelstra a lot.
With this team, they are first in the East by a mile.
You know you want to go, but look at who he's had. He's got Pat Riley. You know you want to say it.
And not only that, once LeBron left, everything else left too. I mean, what do we?
And he's still wins.
They're still winning.
Okay.
They're number one in the East right now. They were in an NBA Finals 2 years ago.
True. And I
respect.
I don't. When I think of Miami, I think of Riles. I don't think of Spoelstra.
See?
I had a chance to catch up on the Winning Time on the HBO Max special about Magic and the Dr. Bus Lakers.
Yeah.
We're getting to the point where the costuming is getting in the way of the show itself. I can't get past the bad wigs.
The froze?
You know what? The thing about it is, man, like if you don't take your time and do the wigs right, it makes it weird to watch.
The whole thing. I can't get past the weird hair everybody has. Every character, every one of them has weird hair.
See, Tyler Perry does that sometimes. Like I want to support Tyler, but sometimes he comes with these horrible wigs, and I just become fixated on how bad the wig is, and I'm not even really paying attention to the movie. Like, come on, man. Like, cut it properly, edge it up, like do the wigs right.
When
like
you
this
watch
is HBO.
You're under assignment to watch it tonight.
Okay.
You know, because I want you to discuss a couple things. One, for those of you who haven't seen it, the way they depict Jerry West.
Is it bad?
It's like the dude's psychotic.
He has to be upset. I've only seen episode 1, but people that are caught up are like, dude, Jerry West has to be livid.
And you forget that he quit his head coaching job 3 weeks before training camp in Magic's rookie year. Walked in and quit. I had forgotten about that.
And Bus kept him around.
Yeah, made it. Well, they came to the realization that he shouldn't coach, that he should GM. But I had forgotten the circumstance that he found him in. But when you watch it, if you do have access to the HBO Max, Adrian Brody as Pat Riles in Bad Wig is about as strange a casting as I've ever seen. Adrian Brody's about 5'2". They've got him playing a former Kentucky basketball player, a Laker. Pat Riley just didn't really fit. But the hair, I can't get past the hair.
I feel you.
And Norm Nixon is not portrayed very.
Not in a good light.
Not in a good light at all. Let's put a bow on the show and look forward. Underappreciated athletes. If you come by them, use the socials, reach out. We want to appreciate those that need to be appreciated. Any coaches out there that need some flowers?
Tony Parker, one of the most underappreciated guards.
Negative.
I don't think he falls into that realm.
He's all right.
You don't think so?
No.
I mean, I think he's getting his flowers. But there's no coaches floating around that we need to prop up. No, I think we're pretty good at finding those.
Yeah, we are.
It's just the women's tennis and Aussies, I guess.
Right.
And Lewis Hamilton.
Hey, it's UTSA Pro Day. There's 15 UTSA Roadrunners going to be eagerly trying to impress the scouts. We're going to head out there after. Looking forward to that. When we come back from break, I got some tickets to give away. Alamo Heights night. Yeah, Fiesta's just around the corner, and I got a pair of tickets to give away. And I'll give you all the stuff we got to give away, as it's going to be a fun rest of the week. Head out to Texas Cheer this afternoon for the Blitz. We'll be right back looking very closely at giving away some tickets. This is R&R in the morning, and you Lucky Devils are on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM. Did you wake up this morning missing teeth? Did you go to bed last night missing teeth? Did you have your teeth when you went to bed and woke up without them? That's a situation you might want to address with Dr. Habercorn. But more importantly, I say that in jest, but the fact of the matter is, if you're missing teeth, you know the devastation that it can bring to your life. And not only your self-confidence, and you're in you might not want to smile in front of folks, but maybe you're not eating very well, and the mouth and injuries and sickness there leads directly to the heart. There are so many medical issues that begin with your mouth. You need to take care of it. If it's time to consider implants, there's one dentist I want you to consider first and foremost, and that is Dr. Mark Habercorn. He's an oral surgeon for sure. He's a dentist. He's also a licensed physician. A little added bonus there. He is an expert at putting in implants, single implants, several implants, full jaw, both jaws. So good at it. In fact, last year he did over 1,200 implant surgeries. If it's time to consider replacing your teeth with a permanent change, Dr. Havercorn is ideal. Keep in mind, these implants can last a lifetime and taken care of. They look natural, man. They look great, and they'll add to your health and they'll add to your self-esteem. Now, if you're missing teeth and you need to have implants, certainly I want you to call Dr. Havercorn. If you're in a situation where you need a tooth removed, whether it's your wisdom tooth or something else, Havercorn is a great option for sure. He treats patients of all ages. It's a full service practice, but there is a specialty involved as well. But the reason you would go to Dr. Havercorn over other dentists or oral surgeons is not just because he's great at what he does, it's how he runs his practice. See, Dr. Havercorn does not accept insurance. That is not something he does. He'll offer a payment plan. He'll help you fire or send off your insurance, but they don't accept it. What they do is offer direct care patient care. What that means is you can call and go right in without a referral. And also, if you go to the website, rivercityoms.com, I dare you to go there. You will go to a page there that has a price list. Have you ever been to a dentist or a doctor anywhere that told you exactly what each procedure cost? That's Dr. Havercorn. There's no upsells. There's no addition. The cost is the cost. That's what it costs to get it done, and done very well. I want you to call them today if you're missing teeth, if you have a toothache, if you're dealing with pain. Call them now, 210-778-0002. Their website is River City OMS. Dr. Mark Havercorn, a San Antonian taking care of San Antonians, doesn't travel around. He's here. Offer financing options for you. Whether you need major facial surgery or a tooth taken out or dental implants, I want you to call Dr. Mark Havercorn. You owe it to your health, you owe it to yourself, and you owe it to the health of your bank account as well. River City OMS, the number you need. One more time, 210-778-0002. Call Dr. Havercorn. He's my dentist. He should be yours. If he takes care of you, I'm sure you'll thank me later.
It's the sweetest round in basketball.
Oh, big one!
16 teams fighting for the chance to become elite.
You can feel the madness!
Grab your bracket and keep up with San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
I struggled with symptoms like frequent gas and stomach pain for years.
I was bloated all the time with daily diarrhea.
At first, I thought it was what I was eating.
I kept thinking it was stomach issues.
So I did my research and talked to my doctor, and we finally uncovered the truth.
It was actually EPI. Exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI, is a condition where your pancreas is unable to help break down your food.
It can lead to symptoms like diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, unexplained weight loss, and oily stools.
And EPI symptoms can be confused with those of other common digestive conditions, like irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's, and celiac disease.
So getting to the right diagnosis meant being more open with my doctor about the severity of my symptoms and how often they were happening.
But there's good news. EPI is manageable, so don't wait any longer. Use the symptom checker at identifyepi.com and schedule a visit or call with your doctor to ask, could I have EPI?
Sponsored by AbbVie.
It's college hoops time, and I know you want to get in on the action. I know the perfect place, BUSR. Fill in your brackets and get ready to win at BUSR. Every year, BUSR is featured on ESPN, Sports Illustrated, and Bloomberg TV. Why? Because the line starts with them. Besides sports and racing, you can play over 300 casino games, no download needed. Sign up today and get an exclusive 100% deposit bonus by going to BUSR.com/SportsStar.
Did you know that every diamond at Diamonds Direct is over 1 billion years old? They were created by intense pressure and heat over 100 miles inside the Earth, only coming to the surface by way of a volcano. Then each one meticulously extracted by miners, then cut and polished by true craftsmen. See why we get excited about diamonds at Diamonds Direct? These are rare and precious stones, symbolizing love for generations. If you're getting engaged, come let our passion be your guide. At Diamonds Direct, we'll tell you everything there is to know about diamonds. We'll show you dozens and dozens in your price range. We'll share industry secrets that can help you maximize your budget, and we'll guarantee you the best price anywhere in America. See, we're obsessed with diamonds. We're fascinated by them because, like snowflakes, no two diamonds are the same. Each one has its own unique characteristics, and we're devoted to helping you choose the one, the special one, that speaks only to you. Diamonds Direct. At the shops at La Cantera, across the lot from Nordstrom.
I smell a tournament. The madness of March has begun. You made your picks, and now it's time for some serious college hoops. We've got you covered. Listen for the latest tournament scores and news. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Hey, this is Michael Jimenez. Have lunch with me on halftime today at noon. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
It's R&R. We got our swag. You know, for those of you that join us late, we all jump in and join shows at different times. We have our morning crew. We love for everybody to sound off in the morning. We take care of our morning crew by giving away things early on. That first 7 break, we want to make sure those that get in here early, they get their tickets. Well, this is for you guys that are getting here late. We got a couple things headed your direction. I've got some Valero Texas Open tickets that the Blitz is going to be giving away all week long. We're giving away the Friday version, round 2. We've got Luke Bryan tickets that are going to be available to you on the halftime with Mike Jimenez. Luke Bryan is coming to the AT&T on August the 25th in his Raised Up Rat tour. And April 1st is Alamo Heights night. We're just a little over a week away from Fiesta. We've got your tickets. You want to go to Alamo Heights night?
Is that San Antonio?
Yeah. Yes. Okay. During Fiesta, we're all San Antonians, one way or the other. Right. Kerrville, you're welcome in. Bernie, you're a San Antonian as well. Put on your Wayubeta and bust some cascarones.
Wayubeta.
You want to head over to Alamo Heights night with a couple of free tickets. Get on the phone right now, 656-3776, 656-ESPN. Caller number 2. You got to be quick. Going to go to see a good time down at the Incarnate campus. Wow. Caller number 2. Caller number dos.
More on halftime today, too.
Yeah, we got tickets for that. Hey, come out and join Rudy and the Blitz boys. They're going to be out at the Texas Cheer Liquor on Potranco, right in Rudy's backyard. You can drive him home after all the tastings. They're going to be out there from 4 to 7. Go meet Joe Reinagel, hang out with the cool dudes. Tomorrow, we're out at Pinkerton's all day long from halftime on as the games are in town. We'll be doing that all the way through Saturday. I want to thank everybody for joining us today. The Spurs going up against the Portland Trailblazers tonight, and they're starting basically no one. I know the Spurs, they tend to play to exactly the level of their competition. You think they're going to have one more than I didn't even recognize a couple of their starters. I think they're going to win this one tonight.
Yeah, me too. Spurs win.
I think the Spurs are feeling comfortable with themselves, had a couple of days of practice. They're going to fool around and play themselves right into a play-in game. I want to thank everybody for joining us today. Rudy and I are headed out to UTSA, watch some NFL prospects. We're going to look at the film. We'll see you mañana.
For some teams, it's their last chance to dance. It's conference tournament time.
Fade away 3, go!
And the NCAA selection committee is watching. It's do or die ball all the way to the NCAA title game.
Unbelievable!
And we've got the matchups you gotta hear. San Antonio Sports Star.
Oh, punch it down for 2!
ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
On Saturday, April 2nd, help us celebrate 100 years of Valero Texas Open and be part of our Texas Size Anniversary concert featuring performances by Jason Aldean and Darius Rucker. All concert tickets holders are invited to attend the Valero Texas Open's 3rd round competition preceding the concert, all taking place at TPC San Antonio. With limited tickets remaining, visit ValeroTexasOpen.com to get yours today.
Mother's Window Tint, Your Car Stereo, and Auto Security Headquarters has discounts piled to the ceiling. That's right, every store, Austin and San Antonio, and especially the Bandera Road store in San Antonio has discounts on everything. Car stereos, car alarms, and especially the window tint you want. Dark, dark, dark window tint. Also, make your car go thump, 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 mother thump with new subwoofers and an amplifier. That's right. We can even hook it up to your existing factory car stereo. Get to Mother's Window Tint today. Check us out online at motherswindowtint.com or give us a like and a follow on Facebook. Tell your friends. Come on in. We've got those discounts stacked to the ceiling at Mother's Window Tint. Remember, do it at Mother's and save.
Research shows people remember radio ads that remind them of the past. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual Insurance Company customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need, here's an ad that'll really take you back.
Back in my day, I heard a voice from the radio say, Liberty Mutual customizes my home insurance so I only pay for what I need. I'm getting 9 years now, but heavens to Betsy, there are some things an old fella like me just never forgets.